That was fast.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah,
usually that takes like 10 seconds
Yeah,
to
I know.
transition. Wow.
I don't know why it's... That was...
First of all, if you're an adult in the United States, have you voted? Be honest. Be honest.
I will absolutely... I mean, I basically voted right before the show, dropped it off at my polling place, couldn't find a parking spot. It was really kind of annoying, but you know, I managed to get that over there. So
If you haven't voted, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to watch the show.
the best part about the
That's
whole
it.
thing, though, is
That's
that
the rules.
at least in Santa Monica here, there was no voter suppression that's going
Right.
on all
Nothing
over the
intentional.
place. Yeah.
Hey, look, that's the rule, all right? If you wanted to change the rule, maybe you should have voted. But anyway, if you're also interested and you don't have cable news like I don't, or any TV at all, twitch.tv/Washington Post is actually doing their election coverage on Twitch. So if you're interested in seeing what a Twitch chat looks like when it comes to election results, you can go check it out. It's not as bad as you would think.
I mean, like, it's at 6,000 views, right? So if it got to, like, League of Legends levels, I'm sure...
100,000
it would
worst.
be god-awful.
The worst.
So, yeah, exactly. But, I mean, shout-outs to them for using modern media to stream their coverage, to, you know, appeal to the younger audience, you know.
I like it a lot. It's very
Gamers.
cool. So we're going to talk about a few things tonight. As you see up on the top here, Smash Ultimate had its last Direct, Nintendo Direct, and there was some good news out of that.
Yeah,
Very
the game
interesting
is
stuff.
coming out so much sooner than I even possibly imagined.
Next month.
Yeah,
In a
for some
month,
reason,
basically.
for Smash Ultimate, always feels like it's way out there because like all these other fighting games had to come out first, and they're all out.
They
now.
did, yeah.
They're all out
Yeah,
now.
they did. We're going to talk about a bunch of tournament results and invitational results, including the Latin American finals and some other stuff. We're going to talk about some discussion points, including Esports Arena is working with Walmart. What's going on there? What's going on there is the question. Well, I actually just wanted to do a little preview for the IPS Injustice Pro Series finals, which are going to be next Tuesday.
Good idea.
And then assorted other stuff.
Wrong, ZXC Just. They actually need to mod Street Fighter V's Ken face into Smash is what they need to do.
Woo, boy.
Let's talk about Smash Ultimate.
Let's talk. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So it was the last Nintendo Direct
For Smash Brothers.
for Smash Bros. Before it comes out.
Before it
Smash
comes out,
Ultimate.
yeah.
They announced a couple of characters.
Yeah, we talked about the leak list from before, which obviously turned out to be... Like, I want to do the fart noise, but I just can't... Please. God,
Look,
you
I
do
have
that
30
so well.
years of practice.
You do that so well, dude. Okay. But, yes, so we talked
Most
about
of that didn't work out.
I mean, Isaac turned... I thought they were all going to show up as assist trophies, and maybe that's what the leak was about, because Isaac showed up as an assist trophy. But I just want to go on record that last week, from that entire leak list, the one that I said that would be most likely to show up was the Ken Echo Fighter.
Nice work. Nice work.
So either I have inside information,
Could be.
yeah, or I just logicked it because it's easy and it makes
Nice work.
sense. So.
Did you guess Incineroar?
Dude, when he showed up, I saw him and I was like, no idea who this is. Must be a Pokemon.
I didn't know who he was either. But we'll talk about what they do in a little bit. And then towards the end, it was also announced that Piranha Plant is coming.
Yeah. Oh, by
to
the way,
Smash.
I just want to address what Mr. Friday said in the chat. So they showed a bunch of assist trophies. I guess we'll get. Oh, actually, we'll
Wow,
get
we
into
were
that.
planning to
We'll
talk
get
about
into
that stuff,
yeah. We'll get into that later.
But yeah, Ken, Incineroar, Piranha Plant, other DLC.
Yes, 5 more DLC that they're adding. You know what I loved about the Direct was just the pure candidness of Sakurai. He was just like, look, we wanted to put Piranha Plant, just didn't have time. We're still working on it, so it'll be free. There's 5 DLC. It's going to be paid. We haven't started working on them yet, so anything can happen.
Yeah.
They're like, please use the wired cable when you play online.
That was sick, actually. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised at how much they were like just being so straightforward with like a bunch of stuff they were saying.
Yeah, I mean, even before talking about the characters, I was very encouraged by that with respect to the idea of how well they're going to support Smash Ultimate as a game, and maybe even as like a competitive game. Obviously, there is going to be ongoing support, DLC, right? Which implies maybe potentially other changes as well, balancing and the like. And, you know,
they said they were going to monitor.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's been unknown whether they're going to be supporting the game in a competitive gaming sense, in an esports sense, in the same way that they have like for ARMS and for Splatoon and stuff.
Right.
But the fact that they talked about, or maybe implied, ongoing support, that they were as frank about something like please use your wired connection instead of Wi-Fi, that like implies to me that there's a chance, at least, that they are interested in actually supporting the game in a competitive sense.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it doesn't prove it. It's just like if they didn't do any of those things, then I would be less. I would have less of a feeling that it might
want to convince yourself that you know.
So I mean, I hope it happens. That would be really awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, so 3 new characters in the game now. Obviously. One of the main things to talk about, of course, is the immediate backlash that was received in the game. Because everybody wanted Gino, everybody wanted Isaac, and the dream from Isaac was killed by the assist trophy. He was an assist trophy, and all these other characters. And everybody was mad because they put in a plant. They put in Piranha Plant. And, like, I guess a lot of people are like, nobody wanted this, and so they're super mad about it, and...
I think it's hilarious. That character is so sick. Of course, I would never have thought.
Right.
Never. Like that would have been a dumb joke that I thought 2 seconds and maybe didn't even say.
Right. Yeah.
It's too dumb, but it's funny, and the way that they actually did it. It actually looks great. The animation looks
so
excellent.
Cool.
He has all this range. It looks like he has probably cool options rather than instead of just looking like he's a cool, actually graphically looking character. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, I thought it was a neat idea.
I mean, that said, obviously nobody expected it, but
but I mean, like I like having surprises like that, right? And I mean, look,
of course I like Plant. You know me. I like the weirdos.
Dude, everybody has... I mean, you like the Plant in Injustice, right? So
that's true. I do play the Plant in Injustice.
But everybody was like... Last game was like, put in Ridley. And here's Ridley. They put in Ridley for you. Wasn't there another character that everyone clamored for that he showed up? Because there's like 7,000 characters in this game, right? And so... He put in Ridley. Like, everyone's like, yay, we got Ridley into this game and everything like that. And then you put in the Plant and everybody's mad. Like, look, the way that I described it on Twitter is like, look, oh, God, they didn't put in that one character that I wanted. So, you know, to hell with this game with 74 playable characters that span the entire history of video games in an iconic representation that has never been pulled off in a video game and may never be pulled off ever again. You know, I don't know. It's like, you know, there is a sense of entitlement, I feel like, you know, if you're mad that Waluigi didn't make it in there because a Plant made it in there, so...
There may be buzzing, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Like, if I turn this down,
okay,
the buzzing goes away, but my mic is dead now.
Oh.
So now I'm
That's
coming
not such
to
a
you.
loss.
I don't... That was a good burn. That was like, I think I was with Crackfiend and Olaf when we were outside at the BCF thing, right? And I was just saying, we were talking about, like, Mike was joking. He's like, everybody loves you, James. I was like, no, there's a lot of people who hate me, right? And they're like, oh, they're just whiny people. I'm like, no, there's some known people who hate me. And Crackfiend was like, yeah, I hate you. And Mike Sprague looked at him and was like, you're known?
Dang!
And that was like, all right, burn.
Nice work. Nice work. Look, man. Ridley, like... it never seemed to me like there was actually a giant movement for that character. Obviously, there was a movement that existed, but it wasn't to the same degree that some characters in some games get.
Sure.
It's not like everybody's going to be playing that character. For sure.
Look.
For sure not.
Look, it's the same situation as all the people who showed up and go, oh, Armika's in this game.
It's totally
I'm
Armika.
So happy.
It's totally Armika.
I've always loved Armika. Yeah. And then the game comes out and they never play Armika.
And in reality, 10 people liked Armika in the whole country.
Exactly.
Like,
literally.
It's definitely like that.
Yeah. Exactly. So.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I think Piranha Plant looks really cool. Ken looks like a nice take on Ryu. He looks graphically really nice. I think that you can expect that, right? The game just looks really nice. And I like how he looks, the flames and stuff.
His face looks good.
I don't think it looks that great.
It looks better. It looks better.
Oh, than SF4 and 5.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, obviously, it's better than SF4 and 5.
Yeah.
Two of the uglier characters to have existed.
But man, I can't wait.
But I wouldn't say it's like great looking.
I want to see Ryu versus Ken Shoto footsies in Smash Brothers.
That sounds
dude.
sick.
It'd be sick because then they won't turn around. Because they said that. Remember, they're adding that feature to Ryu, so Ryu and Ken probably both won't turn around. And so they'll both be like, you'll be able to play Street Fighter on Smash Brothers, and that's so weird to me.
And you can't walk past other characters anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh,
that was controversial.
Oh, let's talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, okay.
So Ken, and then you have Incineroar, who seems just like the pure grappler dream. Like he's a grappler character through and through.
Yeah,
for sure, right?
Okay.
Command grabs.
I didn't even think about
a lot
that.
of his
You're right.
like a lot of his even things that probably aren't command grabs are animated as things that wrestlers do.
Yeah.
I think he looks awesome.
So I mean, if he turns out to be a character with like mostly grab specials, like that would be super sick.
Yeah, because that doesn't really exist. Some characters have command grabs, but they're not. I wouldn't call them like grapplers in like the traditional fighting game
You're never
sense.
going to get a traditional grappler in Smash. I just don't think.
But he seems more like that's plausible for him.
Right. So if they can figure out a way to make it work, I think that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. I think that'd be
cool.
really cool. I liked him a lot, even though I had no idea who he was. He looks fine.
Yeah.
And that's true. They did describe his lariat as Red Cyclone. It's true.
Did they really?
They actually did.
Oh, dang! Nice.
Yeah, they were making little references, and even for Ken, when he starts his Smash Ball Super, whatever it's called, he does a little parry animation.
Oh yeah, that's right. He does the taunt.
He does
thing,
the little,
right?
I guess it could be a taunt too. It kind of looks to me like Third Strike Ken parry.
Oh, interesting.
But
dude,
I don't know.
the funny thing is they literally said we gave him his Shinryuken from the Versus series, with the giant flaming column, and it's just so funny because like they keep making references to that because they even said when they put Mega Man in there and they gave him the uppercut, they're like we gave him the uppercut from the Versus series because he's never had an uppercut. He's literally never had an uppercut except for in Mega Man X2. Where you got the uppercut as the secret item from Dr. Light. But that was like it. He's never had a special move that's made him uppercut like that. So they just gave it to him in Marvel vs. Capcom for no reason. And then they just said, you know what, we're going to put it into Smash Brothers. So.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I think all those characters look really cool. And again, other DLC coming too. Guile and Akira are trophies, as we referenced previously.
Those two trophies, I laughed so hard when I saw both of them. Yeah. Okay, because I always remember Akira from VF2 going, Yuri in that weird voice, and he did that, and he just looks all blocky. Oh,
it's perfect.
It was the most genius thing. And then Guile, I cracked up so bad.
That's so
Guile.
great. I wonder, how long do you think Guile just hangs out
I
hope
forever. I hope forever until you get anywhere near him.
Yeah.
I hope you have to block it, dude. It is... and he blocks. He just blocks. Like if you shoot projectiles, he was just like whatever, and he just keeps sitting. Dude, I laughed so hard.
That's so good.
I thought that was so great, dude.
I think that's super cool. Yeah, I guess that's.
They really did. I mean, that's like super accurate Guile.
Yeah, no, it's really cool.
It'd be funny said it so that Guile and Assist Trophy are the only things that could come out. Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they had the Fly Swatter. They had the Fly Swatter. The Fatal Frame. They had a Fatal Frame reference in there. Isn't that a Konami? I don't remember what company makes Fatal Frame, but it was like, oh wait, I think Nintendo took it over at one point in time.
I have no idea.
Okay, I can't remember. Anyways.
Also, what did you think about the fact that everybody died except for Kirby? What do you think about that?
I mean, they got whisked away into Magic Land, right?
They were definitely murdered. There's no way around it. And even in the previous directs, they're always murdering somebody.
Yeah,
now they murdered everybody.
Right, Luigi died for sure. Yeah, and then they murdered everybody.
They're definitely dead. I feel like what Kirby's going to be doing is basically like rescuing them from the underworld.
Right, resurrecting them all, basically.
Yeah.
Right? So it's the darkest Smash ever, basically.
Yeah, and even in the song's lyrics are kind of dark.
Was it?
Yeah, listen to the. I mean, I don't remember them all, but I remember thinking like some of these lyrics are like a little dark, actually. But
Dang.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Sonic only died because he was trying to save Pikachu. I mean, that's the saddest part right there. He totally could have outrun that. Yeah. Totally could have outrun that. But then he reached back to try to grab Pikachu, and then he got taken out.
So some of the deaths were hilarious. I don't know. You mean Snake's death was the most sad? That was hilarious. He's just under the box.
Yeah, I know. You just see the box. It's like
that was perfect.
Yeah.
All of those deaths I thought were like perfectly probably what the character would do.
Yeah.
It's so well put together. It's going to be such a well put together game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the whole spirit thing is kind of strange, but it sounds like it's a great system. So in case you guys don't know, instead of having more assist trophies, they wanted to include characters into the game in some way or another. So instead, they decided to activate this thing called spirits, which can buff your stats or give you extra capabilities, etc., and you can load them all. Obviously, they're going to be banned from the tournaments. You're never going to be able to use any of the spirits, right? But so for me, I think that's just a cool idea, at least just for the one-player aspect of the game. And I've said this a million times now. Smash Brothers is the best at the one-player aspect, right? I mean, my friend tried to unlock everything in Smash Brothers in one player because it's fun to do and it's there, right? Whereas in Street Fighter V, he did nothing because there's nothing to do.
Well, especially when the game came out, there was nothing. If you're a one-player person, there was nothing.
Yeah.
No, I expect it to be great as the previous games have been, for sure. For sure. I mean, it's already just absolutely chock full of whatever, anything.
Right.
Incredible how much stuff they fit into this game.
74 characters.
Yeah.
Okay, so so that's two concerns, right? One, you can't run through each other. Okay.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I mean, I recognize that it changes the game pretty drastically.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering, in the air, can you go through each other? Can you jump through each other in the air? That's going to be crucial, because if you can't jump through each other in the air, I feel like that's going to be a problem because. Let's say you do an up B and you want to float back. Can you just jump into them and push them after you're already?
That'd be so cool.
Because then you could push them and then zip back, right? You don't even need to hit them, and give them another chance to get back. You could just jump into them and just shove them to their death, basically. So.
I don't know. That would be very cool, though. Yeah, I mean, look.
So someone says you can go through them. You only can't go through them if they're shielding.
Really? I thought the clip that I saw was two people running together.
Yeah, they were walking into each other. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, body blocking in the air would be completely cheap. So, I see. Yeah, I guess you could just footstool them to death too. So,
yeah, Anyway, obviously it changes things drastically. That said, I totally agree with Legend, who says that big, slow characters are buffed by this.
Yeah.
And characters who want to control the stage are buffed by it. I'm encouraged, as somebody who played Little Mac in the last game and intends to do it in the next one, I want to play on the stage.
Right.
And I want to play footsies. I want to play grounded footsies. And if you can't easily just get by me, then that's much more credible.
Right.
So I think it's cool in a sense.
I'm sure you could still roll through them.
I would imagine.
Right,
sure.
Right. So just shield and roll through them.
But you can do things about that, right? If you're the opponent. So I'm happy about it for those couple of reasons. I'm also happy about it just for the sake of being different. I'm obviously not a pro Smash head, so that's just my opinion. But I like the fact that games are different from each other.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
I don't want the same game over again.
Yeah.
That may not be what everybody views, especially if you're somebody who is more of a dedicated Smash head. But for me, I like that games are different. I want the differences. I want to learn new things. I want to try new things. I want to see new things.
I mean, I thought it was huge. That was a huge change in Smash 4 when they added ledge trumping. I thought that was a huge change, right? Where you could actually, if someone's grabbed the ledge, you could prioritize them off of it. I thought that was a massive change because that's usually just something that you just did to kill everybody. You just hung on the edge and they couldn't grab it. Ledge hogging. It was even an award you could get in the Smash Melee in the little bonus sections, right? Ledge hogging somebody. So like I felt like that was a huge change, and I was okay with that. And so they added this. It may change the way the gameplay. People might not like it at first, but hopefully they'll get used to it and they'll find new strategies because of it. And it'll change the gameplay, but I'm okay with at least having one or two. Like it's a significant system mechanic change in my opinion.
For sure.
So
well, obviously,
I like having at least one or two significant changes like that.
I'm totally with you. It remains to be seen what folks in the Smash scene think once the game actually comes out, but it seems like there's quite a bit of trepidation about it for now. So.
Yeah.
I'm also I think it's sick again. It's just somebody who doesn't play Smash like that. But I think it'd be sick if that meant that you could have teams that were constructed quite differently.
That's right.
Right. If you could have, if you can't run through people, if you could have like the blocker, the tank, and your 80 carry in the back.
Right,
shooting people, doing whatever, dealing the actual damage.
If they still have the 4v4s, that would really change the 4v4 a lot. Then you could have the two big guys and the guys in the back, like Zelda could just be like throwing fireballs and stuff, and Falco could just be sitting back there just shooting everyody all day, right?
I think that sounds super cool.
I think that would actually
maybe turn off friendly fire in that case to make that a plausible thing. I think those are cool ideas. Again, I'm not the big Smash head, so we'll see what the actual scene says.
I mean,
just
from your conversation with Practical Taz last week, we already know how different the mindsets are and everything.
I mean, obviously we've known.
I mean, people are saying that the Smash meter is going to be banned as well, so there's the idea of building the super meter, but I don't know the reasons why everybody says it's going to be banned, but I'm guessing that there's already some like really small thing that's annoying people that going to make it so nobody wants to do it anymore. So I don't know the reason. So some people are saying it's going to be because it's broken. I mean, that could be true because they said on 1v1 they were going to try to make them weaker, but it probably didn't do it enough, to be honest with you. For camping reasons, okay. Smash meter is not very well designed, so okay, that's fair. The other interesting part to me was that the one thing that I did not see Sakurai mention, which actually scared me about tournaments, is he said the game is going to start with only the original characters from the Smash Brothers available. And he didn't mention anything about unlocking the characters.
How does that process work?
Right. So, if you're a tournament organizer, does that mean that Gaming Generations just made a crap ton of money because everyone needs to rent their Switches,
actually unlocked,
right? Yeah. Or is there going to be like some sort of tournament mode, or are they going to be able to provide people with codes, or are they going to have to spend like $40 like per console or something to unlock all the characters,
or a lot of time,
or a lot of time? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully they have a cheat code and stuff like that. So
I hope so.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's not hard to unlock characters. If you're a tournament organizer and you're like, at the last second, whoa, we have this many more signups. Quick, buy some more Switches. And now it's like, I mean, look, Street Fighter 4 Vanilla wasn't hard to unlock people.
Yeah.
Trust me, I sat down and unlocked them on like 15 machines before, and it sucks. Even if it's easy or hard. Yeah. If you're a TO, it sucks. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, we'll see. That is a concern,
though. Oh, that's right. They said you could unlock them via the amiibo.
Oh,
so
now you got to spend $1 billion on amiibo.
Yeah, and so for every machine, go beep, and the next one beep.
Yeah,
and
right. It's still a lot of time.
And the next one beep, and the next one beep. Yeah. Oh, you can share save data between Switches. Let's hope they could do some sort of digital thing that prevents you from swapping the data between Switches. You know what I mean? That's absolutely possible. So, but it is going to be it's going to be an interesting question. That's, to me, is another one of the big controversies, and I'm curious.
It would be nice to know that, especially to get a better insight too into how they're planning to support, if they're planning to support the game competitively, in any sense.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it looked great. Beautiful looking game. coming out soon. It's next month.
I mean, look, anybody who's mad about the characters, look, you got 5 more DLC coming, right? You got 5 more DLC.
Nobody's going to be satisfied. Well, not everybody's going to be satisfied.
Right, yeah.
Right.
And
again,
again,
going to be people who want whatever their thing is.
And a lot of times people, the characters that they want too, it's usually based off some sort of like, completely impossible, illogical, like license issue kind of thing. Like sometimes people just want characters. Like someone actually was like, "Oh, the fact that Master Chief didn't show up was a missed opportunity," and I'm like,
Master Chief?
Master Chief, yeah, as well.
Wow, you can't listen to every idiot in the world. You know?
I mean, so for me, it's like, okay, maybe if Phil Spector's like, I'm down with it, but still, I don't know, so.
All right.
Bring your own character to tournament. That's true. Everyone's just going to have to bring their own amiibos. So if it's not on the console, they can just beep it right there on the spot. So.
Well, I can't believe that they left out Karen Bloodhoof.
Is that
right?
A World of Warcraft character?
Maybe.
Is that a?
What about Muad'Dib?
Is that a Them's Fighting Herds character?
No.
The first one, Bloodhoof, right? So.
Oh, I can see that, but that's definitely WoW.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you think that's a Hearthstone reference? You better be joking, friend. Wow. Anyway, anything else to say about Smash Direct?
No, not that I can think of. But actually, now that people have mentioned it, before we jump on to the next topic,
maybe you get all the Benny Gesserits in there. That'd be cool.
Before we get into the next topic here, what about BlizzCon?
I was planning to just prattle on at the end.
Oh, okay. Do you want to save BlizzCon for
I guess.
end?
It's nothing that's like super important.
Okay.
Especially in a fighting game context.
Okay. Look, I think Piranha Plant's going to be sick. Okay.
Yes, I definitely agree with that.
The coolest part is that they implemented.
Cool.
They implemented a lot of inside jokes with it. They even put in PD Piranha as the Smash Ultimate. You can spit the little ball every once in a while. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool looking. Yeah. Okay.
It's true. You might say that Hearthstone has a lot of Warcraft stuff. You might say that.
Oh, that's right.
You might say it is completely comprised of World of Warcraft stuff too. But,
Oh man.
Anyway, anything else to say about that? No, we're moving on. All right, let's talk about the tournaments that happened over the past weekend.
Sure, you have the results, right?
I got the results, yes, sir. So, the first one up is the Latin American Regional Finals and the associated premiere with that. Now, this was a bit of a bummer in the sense that it was capped. The open tournament was capped.
Oh, so how many people?
At, I think 128.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that sucked.
And was it full?
Oh, yeah, it was full for a while.
Dang.
For a while. And
That
some people
sucks.
couldn't enter who would have entered. Then there were some visa issues, so some of the players couldn't travel internationally to get there. Then there were some just travel issues. So people just who had planned to go just didn't end up being able to go.
And this is the hardest thing.
There was no prize money because that's the law.
Right, and this is why I keep prattling on every time about supporting the Latin American FGC, because I feel like they run into a lot more of these problems than a lot of the other places do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like people in Europe travel a little bit more freely. Obviously, the Middle
Sure.
East has the same, similar kinds of issues and stuff like that. But I just feel like the Latin American FGC just has such a hard
Definitely.
time traveling to a lot of these things. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, we've all heard the speculation that the reason that registration was so limited was for the benefit of local players. I don't have any way to verify that in any sense, but that's,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like with the China premiere being all screwy, right? Like, it's not great.
Right.
It's not great. So, anyway, there was the big open premiere. Many players
So there was
did travel
events there, right?
internationally.
So there was one premiere event there that give you points, right?
Yeah.
And then there was the last second Latin America event. And wasn't it if you win the open one, you also get put into the Latin American one as well if you are from Latin America? So it's like the highest seed Latin American player, or is that not a
It's
thing?
just the top 8 seeded players in Latin America. But maybe winning that would have given you the most
Probably,
anyway.
yeah.
I don't know, but I don't think it works.
Considering there's no
de facto.
premiere down there, it's almost guaranteed,
Right,
probably.
yeah.
So.
The Latin American Regional Finals Open tournament was won by Haitani. He played against Mago in Grand Finals, and Mago reset the bracket in basically a blow-up, and then won the first game of the second set, and it seemed like it was going to be a straight shot.
Right.
And then Haitani came back. That was cool.
Nice.
Third place was Zhang.
As a result, Haitani went from bottom of the Capcom, like on the bubble, but now he's like number 15 or 17.
He is number 13
now, 13, dang.
I mean,
okay.
It was really important for a few people. It was important for Itabashi Zangief, who was like in it, but now he's very solidly in it.
Yeah.
He's like 100 points above the people who are on the bubble. So he's looking good. I thought it was really cool to see Zenith, a player who I was not previously familiar with, get third place with Minot. Doomsnake obviously got fourth. He's ridiculous. That guy does things with
he took out a bunch of really strong players with Vega too.
He took out, he beat Itazan, and before that he beat Storm Kubo.
Dang, he beat 2 Abigails, with Vega. I mean, that doesn't feel like it should be a good match, but maybe wall dives cause Abigail problems.
I think he actually has some of the better tools for wall dives, to be honest.
Oh, really?
That's not, parry, jump jab,
right,
like crouching fierce. I think he's sweep if they pilot away. I think he's got really good tools, but I still think it's a basically evenish matchup. Anyway, that was cool. Good job to some of those fellas. Then you had the LATAM regional finals itself, which was won by Crossover, the player from the Dominican Republic. So Crossover Akuma. So that means that now you have Crossover, you have Mena, obviously, who won last year, so he's automatically qualified, and then Kaba, who's well within the points.
Right.
So there are 3 Dominican players who will be in Capcom Cup.
This just brings us back to that 5-5 matchup question we had. Is Dominican Republic the second best area?
No, I think it's a legit question, for sure.
Is it better than EU? Is it better than US?
You have to judge it by individual countries. Is it better than Europe?
Right.
Like a continent of most of 1 billion people?
Right, yeah.
Maybe not. But
okay, fair enough.
When it comes to individual countries, you gotta say maybe. Doomsnake again got third.
That guy is ridiculous.
I'm telling you, he's like a slight character buff away from just running the show down there.
I mean,
because he's not going to switch.
I saw Justin's tweet, and I agreed with it 100%. He was like, if there's 2 players I can magically get into Capcom Cup just because I want them in there, it would be Doomsnake and Jawa. And I agree, because I've already made the comment that I almost feel like Jawa is like my favorite fighting game player now because of just how much work that this guy puts into everything.
I respect
right?
that a lot.
So, and Doomsnake, same thing, and the work that he does with this low tier character, and so
he's amazing.
Oh man,
his decisions are so good.
Yeah, that guy definitely is overachieving with his character. Yeah. So there was a discussion on Twitter, for example, that people are like, is Blanca kind of secretly legit top 10? And like a lot of people, you saw that thread, right, and everything, and people are like, yeah, I think Blanca's getting so. I think Blanca's hella slept on. I don't know if he's top 10.
We done been saying that.
Yeah, I don't think he's top 10, but I think he's better than people give him credit. Vega's not that case.
Vega's not that case.
Vega's not that case. Okay, Doomsnake is putting in the work. Yeah. Doomsnake is definitely putting in the work. So I am not going to even say like I think Vega's a little underrated. No, Doomsnake is putting in the work. He is definitely.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Anything else to say about the Latin American?
Yes,
tournament?
actually, somebody actually sent me a message and said, I mean, it was like a brand new Twitch account. I don't know why they messaged Capcom and were crying to them about it, but they're like, do you think it's unfair that players can travel so much to these different events and take their points? Do you feel like they should limit it so that you could only travel internationally to another tournament a certain number of times or blah, 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 all that stuff like that?
Haitani winning the...
Yeah, exactly like that. And so I gave him my answer. I'm curious what your answer is, unless you want to hear my answer first.
Ask the question. I mean, wait.
What?
Answer the question.
Okay. I was like, didn't I just do that? So my response was, I understand the logic to it, but no, I don't want that to happen for these kind of events. Because being a ranking event or being a premier event only really benefits the TOs by having a lot of people show up. And the more good players show up, the more people want to go, the higher prestige the tournament gets, the more viewers they get online. I totally get it from a logistics standpoint and from a, hey, I want to, but the thing is, there's very little benefit for an event becoming a ranking event.
to the event itself.
To the event itself. But because you are, like ECT, GamerBee is there, a bunch of other people there, and then people watch it on stream, you get more viewers, you get more ad revenue and stuff like that. It benefits the events a lot. And I wish being a ranking event or a premier event or a masters event or a saga event, challenger event, radar event, whatever, benefited the tournaments more. But by having it so that they're that status, which sends everybody to that event, I think is the best benefit that they get. And I don't want to take that away yet. You know what I mean? Maybe in the future when all the, like, FGC has surpassed Fortnite 7 and, like, we're, like, amazing and stuff like that. Maybe we can do that. But for now, for the sake of TOs, I would not want that. That's my answer.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that it's necessary anyway. Like, if you look down at this LATAM Regional Finals Open Tournament, Haitani won and Mago got second. Zenith and Doomsnake are third and fourth. Then Itazan. Storm Google got seventh. In the past, it has not always been that people come in and automatically win tournaments down there. That's not even a thing. I mean, it
used to be maybe like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like back in Street Fighter 4, sure.
And it still is not uncommon by any stretch. I just think that it's not a case where if you send somebody from another region to another region, that the person traveling is gonna win. It's not like that. Very commonly, Europe defends its turf. Sometimes North America defends its turf.
Damn.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the traveling. Yeah. I think it's nice that players get to play against each other more often. Hopefully, that leads to better, communication and sharing of tech and a better impetus to get better anyway. And if you're worried that there's not going to be people representing each region there are going to be. I mean, that's how the regional finals themselves work. So you're going to have a Latin American player. You're going to have one European player. You're going to even have at least somebody from North America.
And another thing, too, is that, by doing that, you know where you stand as well, right? So to have somebody like Zenith, like, imagine if, like, none of the Asian players are there and Zenith got, like, second place or something like that to Doomsnake or something like that. Or Doomsnake wins. Everybody will like, well, he won because the Japanese players weren't there, blah, blah. But if you had Mago and Haitani there and you see Zenith and Doomsnake in third or fourth, that automatically makes you go, wow, great job to them. You know what I mean? Or if they won that, you would be like, dang, good stuff. So I think it's important to have the people traveling for now. And not only that, but, it is, no matter what, like, whether you like this or not, celebrity is going to drive the growth of a scene. Right, so you need the people who are going to be popular. Poker got popular on TV because they highlighted certain people, turned them into celebrities.
It helps for sure.
Basketball got big when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came out of college because they already had a rivalry, and then they went into the NBA and they just happened to join the two biggest rival teams. And just happened anyways.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. It just seems very weird to me. I don't know the history of that. But because those two were so famous, it exploded the sport and everything like that. So there's always that kind of factor to it, right? So if there's no Sonic Foxes or Justin Wongs or Tokitos, there's no anything in the FGC really, which is sad to say.
Yeah, I don't think it's that stark. Well, okay. I do think that it helps to a degree.
Yeah. I don't mean it as like black and white like that. I don't mean it as black. Obviously, the fighting game community would do fine without famous people or like the stars or whatever, but they will help get it to another level. So there you go.
That makes sense to me. All right. Anything else to say about LATAM?
Nope. That's all I've got about LATAM.
All right. Well, there was a big Smash event. Game Tire Expo.
Okay.
GTX. And Melee was won by Hungry Box.
I'm happy. Okay.
Well, his gameplay makes me happy.
Yeah.
The rest of it, Yeah, okay, so classically a big tournament didn't actually get that many entrants.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, Smash Ultimate comes out next month.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So everybody's just waiting right now, so...
Yeah. Anyway, Mango got second.
Oh, dang, he beat Mango. Okay. Yeah, but Hungry Box, I mean, to be fair, he doesn't push enough buttons in the game, so, it's just not interesting to watch, so.
I like it.
It's a tournament in Utah.
Mango beat Zane for the first time?
Really? That's crazy. I know Zane is like an up-and-comer, so.
Luis won Smash 4.
Okay.
I don't know any of these players, to be honest. Moving on. Super Boom Fan won Smash 64.
Okay.
Dang, Reynald was there and won Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Oh, nice.
5 got second place.
Oh, dang. I didn't even know they traveled out to that.
Yeah,
nice.
me neither.
Okay.
All right, there you go. So those are the couple tournaments that occurred, but there were also some invitationals that I thought were pretty sick this weekend. Did you get to watch any of the Tokyo International Film Festival invitational?
I did not.
The Dragon Ball one?
No.
So,
oh, no, wait. That's a lie. I saw little bits of it because I saw that Sonic Fox and Koichi were paired first round.
Yes.
And so I did watch that,
How?
and I watched a little bit of Grand Finals. So yes, I did watch a little bit of that. So
it was whatever, you know. It was a single elimination, so it went fairly quickly, I would say. But Sonic Fox won it. Hit Gotenks and Bardock. And he had a crazy road. It was Goichi first, then I think it was Kmart second, and then it was Kazunoko in Grand Finals. So it was like the toughest road that you could have had.
Right, yeah.
And he did it. But I thought it was super cool that... So Kazunoko got second. I thought it was awesome that tied for third was Xerox, the player from Germany.
That's right, yeah, the one that you saw at Viennality. And was
I was
with.
impressed by. You know, they also had players there, including Hook Gang God, Korean Wrestling Man, Aliun, I mentioned the others already. Xerox, among that crew, you might think was like the least likely to do good work, but actually he did at least win once.
Good stuff.
Which could not be said for Aliun, Korean Wrestling Man, Goichi, or Hook Gang God.
But see, that's just one of those things that when you see it on paper, you're like, oh my god, but then you have
Goichi went 0-1.
Yeah, I know. You have to know the details of it. He went 0-1 versus Sonic Fox, who won the tournament, who's the best Dragon Ball player on the planet right now. So that guy's ridiculous. I don't even know what the heck is happening with that kid.
He's super, super strong.
He's so good.
He's so good.
I've been trying to learn Killick, right?
Okay.
And Party Wolf is like one of the best Killicks on the planet right now. And there's just this long set between him and Sonic Fox, and I'm just sitting there watching it. The best part, though, is that they have voice chat on in this video. So you just hear them just, like, ragging on each other and, like, saying stuff like, what? You can't, what is that? Like, oh my god, you could do 4 moves out of this chain? You know, and stuff. It's pretty hilarious, actually. I didn't even get through the whole thing because it's, like, hour long and stuff like that, but it's good stuff. So Sonic Fox is ridiculous, dude.
There's no debating with that. But yeah, I thought it was cool. It was a little bit of a bummer that it's just single elim, because if you're going to have an invitational, I feel like the purpose of that is to have people see players play more than once. So, but you know, in any case, it occurred and it was fun to watch.
Okay. Also, I guess you're probably going to talk about what happened here in Southern California this week.
You got it. Body Count Fighting 8 occurred.
That's right. Put on by the BCF crew, Body Count Fighting. They just put on exhibitions all the time, fly people out to the event, and just come and hang out. This time the audience, usually the audience is open to anybody, but this time they just did invite audience only, and they brought a lot of big names out there to come check it out.
And by the way, it was still pretty crowded in that room.
Yeah.
So there were still quite a few people there. It was a lot of fun. You know, there was free tacos.
From the taco lady.
There was a taco lady who had free tacos for us, and they were good. There were arcade cabinets / kind of stand-up arcade cabinets that had just like monitors
consoles.
Stuck in them.
Although they did have a Champion Edition cabinet.
They did have an actual Champion Edition cabinet.
Apparently you were playing that a little bit with everybody, right?
I didn't even play it that much, but I smoked everybody who I did play against.
I mean, like, I wanted to play it, but then I was like, it's Champion Edition. I just have no interest in it. Yeah, it's just no interest in it. So
yeah.
But the craziest thing about it is you beat people with Balrog.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was beating people who didn't know the game.
Oh,
to be fair.
Okay.
Like, I was talking with XSK Samurai about it because I beat him, and he was like, "I didn't know what to do. I was so worried the whole time that you were going to rush in," and I was like, "Just crouch. What am I gonna do?" Just like,
did he not know you could?
No, he was like, "Oh, I'm just treating him like ST Boxer, where you got to respect his rushes." I was like, "Just mash crouching."
Because Balrog is like unequivocally the worst character in Champion Edition. Like, I don't even think that there's a question about it. I think he's just god awful. So
yeah. Anyway, it was fun. Hanging out was fun, and
saw
cool
a lot
event.
of people there. I mean, what kind of results did we have?
All right. So they started out with Injustice 2. By the way, I want to say I appreciate that. That's nice. The game is not in the greatest place community-wise right now, so I was really happy to see that they are still doing that stuff. And I thought it was a lot of fun to watch. Gur beat White Boy 3-2. That one was actually pretty close. Silverai basically dunked Hero Killer Stain.
Ooh, okay.
That was 3-0. And then Scar ended up beating Atai 5-3, but there was a period in time when I think Atai was up 3-1 or 3-0.
Oh, dang. So
I think it was 3-1, and I think there were 4 straight wins by Scar to close it out.
Okay.
So it was really good.
Good stuff.
But yeah, again, very cool to see that they invited those folks, and I thought that was a lot of fun. Hopefully people enjoyed that as well. It was really worth the watch. They were good matches.
The Master Gear.
Also, they had the commentary piped into the crowd so you could hear it, and I thought that Wonder Chef did a good job, as I think he typically does.
Nice. Okay.
Then there was also Street Fighter V Arcade Edition matches. These were NLBC versus Wednesday Night Fights. Should put little air quotes in there.
Yeah, it was Wednesday Night Fights because it applies to both Wednesday Night Fights now.
Yes,
right? So,
yeah, it's a chain, right? So that included both Southern California and the Bay Area up in Northern California, and even somebody in Southern California who was actually from NLBC originally. So, is it? I mean, God. And then they didn't select some players from NLBC that like you might have expected to be there. There was no Dominion. There was no Sanford. Maybe there's other players to have picked, but they didn't do it. In any case, it was a lot of fun to watch anyway. Yanoob, Manat blew up. This is Battle Vega.
Yeah, so that was kind of like the newcomers of the scenes, right? So, but Yanoob was a Manat player and did really, really well. So, but apparently just for the exhibition, like he's like 16 years old or something. And they said that he's graduated college already.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, like he's just like some weird, crazy savant, right? But apparently he studied that matchup like for days beforehand and stuff
nice
like
work,
that.
Then.
So
it paid off clearly.
Yeah.
JB beat UIU Kami. Rashid versus Akuma. That was also 3-0, by the way, which I didn't expect.
JB, Wednesday Night Fights. Yeah. West Coast JB.
Yeah. He's been here for probably a year and a half, maybe. It was something like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess he's been here maybe longish. I mean, he's definitely played longer at Wednesday Night Fights than he's played at NLBC now, I think, at this point in time, right?
That could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. XSK Samurai from Team Wednesday Night Fights beat IDOM 3-1.
That was surprising to me. I actually thought IDOM was going to win that one just because I think IDOM is ridiculous.
For sure.
But I think that's, Seglia said that's the first time he's ever won a bet against Justin. So,
dang.
So, no.
I thought that was cool because Samurai is so good at playing fundamentally and then also so good at instilling the idea that he's a wild man into you. And I think you could see that really impact how IDOM was playing because IDOM seemingly didn't know how to pressure at really important moments.
Dude, he just did regular jab uppercut a bunch of times, didn't he, with Akuma?
There were quite a few uppercuts. He reacted very, very well to thunderclaps with Hurricane Kick. That was very consistent.
That's right, yeah. I mean, 1-2 less frames, man.
Right, yeah. I mean, look, it's marginally important.
And
like,
actually,
it's not
to be fair, some people have talked about it. Like Eli was telling me that when he plays against SD Pinoy, he was like, SD Pinoy just like whiff punishes things way more consistently than he used to. So there's definitely
it's an effect, I still don't believe it's a huge effect, but obviously there's an effect.
Right.
Why is XSK Samurai on Team Wednesday Night Fights? Because Wednesday Night Fights is both in Southern California and in the Bay Area.
Yeah, so
he plays every week at
Wednesday Night Fights franchise team now.
Correct. Yeah. I look forward to in 5 years Team NLBC just still being like a little shop, and then Team Wednesday Night Fights is like the best of 8 different cities, I think that'd be funny. Then Pinoy beat UIU Little Evil 3-0. So far you got Yanoob. I actually don't know where he's from in terms of geography. JB, who is from New York. You have Samurai, who is from Fresno. You have Pinoy, who's from San Diego. I'm telling you, I think that Wednesday Night Fights might have had an advantage here. Then Danka Diaz, who is actually from the Wednesday Night Fights area, beat Arturo Sanchez in a Dulcimere, which is one of my favorite matches in the game because it's so crazy.
I've always
it's so unusual.
I described it as the one match that Dalsum doesn't ever play like Dalsum.
Yeah, he has to be offensive. And it was like that even in previous games as well.
Right.
In Super Turbo, you have to be offensive in that matchup.
I guess it's
in
true.
In SF4, you have to be offensive in that matchup. It's just not like a slow pace. It never is a slow pace matchup.
But again, I was surprised. I had suspected Arturo was going to take that one. So just through the
cool.
veteran wiliness. But,
sure.
Yeah.
Shine did beat CYG Chris Katarian.
Yeah. Ibuki's silly character.
3-2, so not a blow up. And then in the title match, Smug beat Commander Jesse in Balrog versus Dalsum 5-1. The way I view this is basically that the Team Wednesday Night Fights is set up to win this overall in the overall numbers, and that the title match is set up to be won by NLBC as like a recompense for your team losing.
The title match, wasn't there didn't Commander Jesse have to fight for that spot or something like that?
I don't know.
Because Smug is the current title holder, and so I feel like that there was some setup for it to get to that point and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so Wednesday Night Fights did lose the 2 last matches of the nights, but they did win the 5 previous to that, so it was looking bleak for the NLBC team. But again, like a lot of people have mentioned, is can we ever have one of these Wednesday Night Fights versus NLBC matches on the East Coast? Can we do that at, for example, a Big E tournament or something like that? Because then you'd actually have the crowd cheering for the East Coast. Yeah. Let's see how well Wednesday Night Hugs can handle that kind of yelling environment and stuff like that. I'm curious to see if that would actually change the results at all.
That'd be cool. I'd like to see that a lot.
I mean, the one time the East Coast did come out to the West Coast and murdered us all was in Bar Fights 2.
That was 9 years ago.
That was more than that, isn't it?
I think it was in 2009.
Yeah, I think you're right. Dang. Okay. I knew it was a long time ago, but it feels like ages ago now. So
9 is pretty long.
It is pretty long, actually. But I mean, they did come out from the East Coast and smoke us.
They did.
So, but that was also when the West Coast became complacent at that point in time, because we went to Sensation and what was it Mike Ross beat Justin and Gutex beat somebody, and they were like, oh, well, we're better than them. Yeah. And then East Coast was like, no, you're not. And they got all better, and then they beat us 5-0.
Right.
And then we threw in our 5 other challengers, which was not on the docket.
Right.
But we were so embarrassed that we cobbled together the new blood of the 5 players to go against East Coast. And East Coast was like, we already won. Why would we want to do this again? And it's like, fine, we'll all use our secondary characters, so that way, if we lose, we kind of have an excuse that why we lost, right? They 5-0'd us anyway.
Sanford with Vanilla Dan.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Vanilla Dan.
Yep.
It was a tough night. Tough night.
It's a tough night for West Coast. But, to be fair, that is what caused Vi to start going to Shingo BMX's garage.
Right.
And then birthed Wednesday Night Fights in the first place. So,
it's all related.
It's all important, man. All these things that happen, dude. It's all interrelated.
All related. Anything else to say about Body Count Fighting 8?
It was a fun event. It was a fun event. Glad to be there. So really like the little environment that they have there. It's a small room, but it's just it's a cool little venue that they have. So
I drank, with help from 2 other people, an entire bottle of mezcal, which the next day turned out not to have been a great idea.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Was it
a tough next day?
Tough next day. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, especially nowadays. I drink so rarely that when I do,
you don't have the tolerance.
Just can't handle it anymore.
Yeah. Dang. Okay.
Anyway, it was a lot of fun though. I guess that's it in terms of events and nothing else, right?
Yeah, in terms of events.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have anything.
That's all I had.
I might have let's see. You talked about Capcom LATAM.
I think I would get wasted with a 12-pack of beers, but that's 12 beers.
Yeah, I think that's all I have here, too.
Okay.
So,
okay. All right. Okay. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some other stuff. There's interesting news that we're going to debate or maybe yell at each other about or maybe get in a fist fight over. Or maybe calmly discuss. Anyway, hey, all right. Woo! That's a big woo.
For the 100 bits.
We'll be back in a little bit.
Dude, it's so fast right now, dude. It just went right over.
That's crazy.
That's right, Yumicon happened. We'll get Yumicon. Sorry about that, guys.
I don't remember seeing the results for it.
Dude, that's ZXC just says, hey James, saw some of your Tetris stream, like the gameplay and won't blame you, but can't say it's a good look when you have your mouth open for probably most of the 150 lines. That's why I'm called Jimmy Fishmouth.
Yes.
That is why I had a college friend at UCLA. She called me Jimmy Fishmouth. She just called me Fishmouth Chen.
Fishmouth Chen.
Because that's what I would do all the time. I would do that, and I would do like the little guppy face, you know,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's why it's there. So, yeah. I just played Tetris Effect, and I got to... I want to talk about this on stream.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
I
got the Smash GG for Yumicon Battle Opera, but I don't have anything
They
else.
called it Yumicon Battle Opera?
I think that's what it's always called.
Oh, okay. I did Tetris Effect, yeah. Tetris Effect is... Well, you know why you missed it, Boats and Joes? Because it was a SoulCalibur stream. And after I won a particular match, I was like, all right, I'm done. And I ran over to Tetris and started playing it. So it started as a SoulCalibur stream, and then I went to Tetris. So.
Was that a celebratory Tetris, or was that a salty Tetris?
It might have been... that was the first night, so it was probably pretty salty, actually. It was pretty salty, so... I will talk about SoulCalibur a little bit later, Mr. Friday. It was really late, Boats and Joes. I was streaming until 3 a.m. my time. I was streaming Tetris until like 3 a.m. because once I get started on Tetris, it's so hard to get me to stop. It's really, really hard to get me to stop. Yeah, that's actually true about Killick. And I'll talk about this later on. The best thing about it is I've had conversations with Hayate about Killick online, and all of my personal assessments of Killick, he backed up. So I'm actually really happy about that. So
That's cool.
Yeah. Yes, Ness and TGM. TGM is coming. It's so close. I just need like 2 or 3 more parts, and I should be ready to go for TGM. I'm getting so close for that setup. So. That's cool. I'm glad if Flo is having fun. I hope he can give me advice. He actually jumped in my stream last night and was trying to give me some advice. Except he said Killick is like the one character he's never learned yet. So I was like, okay. And then he said, I'll go and learn Killick after this for you. So,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
He's a good fella.
Yeah. Yeah, I have TGM 1. Yes, that is true. Alex Kerr sold it to me over a year ago, and I still have not got that. I've not worked out a Killick game plan yet, but that's one of the things I'll talk about a little later is when I talk to Hayate and Party Wolf about it, but mostly Hayate, that he said that Killick's neutral is one of the hardest in the game.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, it's back.
Okay, ready?
I am. Oh, no. Yes. Wait. I'm good.
I'm waiting right now.
What?
I'm just, okay.
For what?
Okay.
Before we get into whatever, sorry for not remembering about Yumicon Battle Opera, but it was, in fact, a tournament, and it wasn't even a small one, by the way. Some of the games had over 100 entrants.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big convention every year. We went there a few years back. It was really fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun. It had the cool 24-hour gaming arcade. I mean, it wasn't even just like the arcade, but I'm talking like this is like massive. Like Jabali Land was huge, but this thing is still like 3 or 4 times bigger than Jabali Land. So it was one of the coolest things. They had like every genre of game there. It was super cool. I actually wish I could go back one of these years just so I can like sit down and just sit there and play games all day. Like I did at the Portland Retro Gaming Experience when I played Expo, when I played F-Zero, the actual arcade machine that moved and stuff. It was so cool.
Oh, very cool.
I forgot if I talked about that. That was so much fun.
I don't remember.
Yeah. It was actually really cool.
Well, they had a lot of different games. Now, I'd love to tell you who won SoulCalibur 6, but I'm looking at the Smash GG, and according to this, the grand final, the winners finals was won by Azure, and then DD Green lost, but made it back into the grand finals. And they have been playing that match in grand finals for the last 4,233 minutes. And it's still counting. You can actually look on the Smash UG. 46 seconds, 47 seconds, 48 seconds. Like, it's literally still...
Oh
never
my
finished
God, this is the craziest match I've ever...
So they forgot to enter it, so I don't know who won. My bad.
Dang!
I couldn't find the results elsewhere. I should
Dude,
also
they're
mention.
literally still playing right now. The
Still
soul is still burning.
Soul's still burning, eternally retold. How fitting.
Oh, man.
That's very funny. Ultimate Marvel 3 says the same, but I'm pretty sure Chris G won that.
What the hell was that sound?
That shouldn't be.
Oh, that's yours.
That
Oh,
was my computer.
okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Chris G definitely won that one, so...
I don't think this is updated either. It's not. Not sure what happened in Tekken. I can tell you because I watched that BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle was won by Seth Lolol.
Oh, yeah, I remember you mentioning that, because it was a weird team.
It
right?
was... who, Azrael? Something weird. Akihiko Azrael.
Akihiko, huh?
Akihiko Azrael.
Dang.
That team was pumping out damage.
Oh, dang.
Pumping out. That dude was legit just regularly doing 13K. I mean, you know Seth Lowell, like he just is going to take two weird characters that you're what? And then become fantastic with it. He's just going to do it. He did it.
Like a very interesting team, but yeah. That is definitely the team muscle right there.
Yeah,
just like
thought that was very cool to watch.
Punch you in the face.
Yeah. Now, Dragon Ball FighterZ was won by Chris G. Second place was SQ. Smash for the Wii U was won by Runes. Melee was won by B4M. Maybe BAM even. Street Fighter V Arcade Edition was won by Alucard. Second was El Chakotay. Third was Chris G.
Okay.
Fourth was Footwork.
I heard Chris G won like three tournaments or something like that.
Well,
we only got two
him
so far.
Yeah, Marvel and Dragon Ball.
Or maybe he said third in Street Fighter is what he listed. Yeah. Okay.
Under Night was won by Super Science 890, Bobby Boucher.
That's a long name.
SRM White Beast got second place. Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2 was won by SQ. Third Strike was won by Chris G.
Oh, that must have been the other one then. There you go. Okay.
They had a Capcom vs. SNK 2. It was won by Rusty. Forever King won Injustice 2. His brother Burrito Voorhees got second place. Chris G won Street Fighter Alpha 2.
Okay, he won. Okay, so he did win.
Chris G won Ultra Street Fighter 4. So, it's a good weekend for old Chris G.
Yeah, people don't, like, I know they don't put him in that conversation, but he's also kind of ridiculous.
I mean, for sure, who doesn't put him in that conversation?
Because everyone just talks about, Sonic Fox has kind of, like, overshadowed him so badly.
That may be true.
You know, that it's, like, it's kind of unfair to Chris G, you know?
Yes.
Chris G is...
But he was the previous generation's version of that.
Yeah. He was just winning everything, so...
He's super good, for sure.
This is a Yumicon here.
And just to let you know, I know you wouldn't want to miss out on this one. Results are that MD Playco Armboy won Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 4.
Armboy won that one?
Playco Armboy.
Playco, good job to Playco Armboy, dude. I'm so happy for him.
Well, I mean, there's other stuff too, but yeah. Cool.
I would be thrilled if Playco Armboy was in our chat right now.
Yeah. All right, you want to move on to the next set of topics over here?
Yes, we were going to do some 5-5 matchup here.
Let's
you had
chat.
a couple of topics here.
Let's
ready
chat.
for it.
So, to start things off, there's news out of Esports Arena. Esports Arena is where Wednesday Night Fights takes place in Southern California.
Right.
They expanded to Las Vegas, and it will be where Capcom Cup takes place.
That's right.
They also have a location up in the Bay Area in Oakland, which is where Wednesday Night Fights also takes place.
And Capcom Connect takes place there, too.
That's true, too. They announced a couple of days ago that they are going to be working with Walmart.
I like how you couldn't say that with a straight face.
Tough. With Walmart. Nice. Got it. Nailed it. They also are going to be introducing a new line of gaming PCs called Overpowered by Esports Arena. At Walmart, they're going to have locations. Like, you'll just be able to go to Walmart, and there's a LAN center there now, I guess. And you'll be able to play games at Walmart.
Gaming station at Walmart?
At Walmart. And there's locations already announced. It will be this weekend. Esports Arena will be opening inside Walmart stores in Roseville, California, Spokane Valley, Washington, and Colorado Springs, Colorado. 2 additional locations are forthcoming.
Look, I'm just going to say this, okay? As much as, like, I'm doing this weird kind of frowny face right now,
Okay.
if I was a kid, now I'd want to go to Walmart all the time.
I mean, yeah.
You know? I mean, come on. I always wanted to go to the mall with the Nintendo Center there, that you could play all the games for 30 seconds. It would automatically reset after a while. But, dude, I used to go to those things all the time.
Well, and even if... So we didn't have, where I grew up, we didn't have an arcade that was, like, within reasonable distance,
Right.
so we couldn't just go. So we had to depend on our mom, like, needing to go to the mall for something.
Right.
And then if she did, and we weren't, like, at school... then she would just drop us off in the arcade that was at the entrance.
Yeah,
that was very rare for us. Okay, like that couldn't have been common because she just didn't go that often.
Dang, okay.
We didn't. We couldn't get there ourselves, obviously.
Okay.
It required a 15-minute car ride. So I didn't have that experience at all. And I guess it is cool that maybe kids can get that at Walmart.
Dude, I still remember when my parents used to take us to the mall. We would always go through like a side entrance, like through a Big 5 Sporting Goods to get there, but it was on the same floor as the arcade. And I just remember always walking the arcade, my pace would quicken, my heartbeat would start getting like, I would just get like, and I'm
Start hearing those noises.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, when I walk into the arcade and you hear all the, you know, stuff like that.
Quite a sound.
God, like there's still nothing like that for me. There's still very few things like that. I remember telling you about how I was saying like on MAME that just doesn't feel right because you're not putting in the quarter, you're not standing at the cabinet. When I go to like Button Mash here in LA, you know, and I go and play the arcade machines, or even just when I'm at, you know, like the PRGE or at EGLX, you know, and I'm playing those arcade cabinets, just there's something about it that just feels so different. I don't know what it is.
No, you're right.
It's exciting. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of nostalgia with that.
Yeah.
It's hard to reproduce.
God, for people who've never gotten to experience that arcade atmosphere, you know, it was really seriously a one-of-a-kind thing. Like the barrage of noises when you transfer from outdoor to indoor is still probably one of the most euphoric feelings that I can remember in my life. It was so exciting. So
it's not uncommon for me to have dreams. I have few recurring dreams.
Okay.
One of them is I'm at Cal Berkeley. It's lunchtime. I walk a couple of blocks over to where this crappy Chinese food sold chow fun for $1. It was not great. But it was this is college, all right? You know, you got
$1.
Yeah,
you would make it great.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I would buy this $1 little box of chow fun, and I would then walk over to the arcade, and I would just sit on the stool, and I'd watch people play fighting games. I just have dreams about that. Like there's not like a great end to the story. It's just that itself mattered so much to me that still 15 years later almost, my brain is like, remember that time that you just used to buy Chinese food?
I mean, it's funny because that's your arcade dream, right? And you can tell where my mind usually is at. Because none of my dreams are ever that nice to me. My dreams of arcades usually are I'm going to the arcade and there's always just games everywhere. And I run around and I see all these old school games, but they don't have the ones that I want to play.
Oh my God.
Or like they'll have Dragon's Lair and I start to play Dragon's Lair, but it's not the right version and I get mad. And then I'm like trying to look for elevator action and it's not there. I'm trying to look for Pengo and it's not there. So they never have the game that I really, really wanted to play. So that's how my brain, I tell you, man, my brain sabotages myself all the time. This is the worst brain to have, man. And you know what? Honestly, I blame genetics because like my mom is exactly like this. So
yeah, it plays a role. I was definitely not commentating at the time. I'll tell you what I did is I was very quiet and I would buy this chufflin and I would go sit down on a stool in the arcade with my earphones in, probably like a Rio. I forget if that might have been iPod territory at that point, but it might have been Rio still.
Okay.
And I didn't talk to anybody or say anything.
That's so weird.
I was too quiet.
Yeah.
I was very shy.
David was a shy, quiet boy in college. Wow. You weren't outgoing like shoot, I forgot what his name is now. Shebang.
William Hung
was
definitely not outgoing. Yeah, he just had a weird sense that he could do things like sing in public, but he was not outgoing otherwise.
Right.
Very weird dude. Anyway, what are we talking about? Walmart. Wow, what a tangent from Walmart. That's wild.
Great
Anyway, it turns
tangent.
out Walmart's involved in esports. And they're talking about how they want to get involved in esports. They know it's a big thing, and they think it's a way to engage customers. And for Esports Arena...
brings awareness to the brand.
Yeah, awareness to the brand, more opportunities to sell things. Right, they have this new product line of more expensive, or I guess fancier computers to sell that comes along with it. So they're both, I guess, getting something out of it.
I like how a lot of these people are naming these arcade games like they're these super old school classic games. Like you don't want to get me started into like talking about like Journey and Flicky and Targ and Starhawk and Dig Dug and Kangaroo
I know
and
Dig Dug.
Rally X and Bosconian.
I've never heard of Targ. Bosconian?
Star Castle. Oh dang, Sinistar. Oh god.
From the Lensman series?
Wait, what?
Boscone?
Bosconian. Dude, that game was great because it was one of the first games that had speech in it. And so basically, you would fly around, and it was like an overhead view of spaceship, and you had to blow up these giant stations. But the more bad guys were on the screen, you would see this thing that would tell you your safety condition, and it would either be green, yellow, or red. And when it got to red, the game would just start going condition red, and there'd just be like ships all over the. Oh my god, it's so great. Berserk, yes. Oh god, when I absolutely lost it.
Yeah. How do you spell Boscone? Bosconian.
It's Bosconian.
Well, they must have taken it from the Lensman series, the classic series by E.E. Smith.
Could be.
I mean, what else? It's, Anyway.
But Berserk, dude, when they, in the first season of Futurama, they made a random Berserk reference, and I absolutely died. Like, my roommate at the time, we were both watching Futurama in separate rooms. She didn't get the reference, and when it came on, she just heard me dying. Like, I was just laughing like crazy, and she just came out. I was like, what the hell, because, dude, that was the last thing that I was expecting at that time, dude. It was so great.
All right.
They were on the robot planet, and they were trying to chase them down over the loudspeakers. I said, catch that humanoid, catch that intruder.
I'm sure
and
I didn't catch that either.
Dude, I died. I was laughing so, oh my God.
Look, I disavow the Lensman anime. I've seen it.
That Robot Planet episode is still one of the best ones. I love that episode so much.
It's a great series if you can get past all the sexism and misogyny. I mean, look, it's
the Lensman stuff?
Yeah, it's
okay. I thought you were talking about
early 19th century,
Futurama.
or maybe like 1940s or something. This is a different time.
Yeah.
He wrote things about how women didn't want it.
Ladybug, yeah, there you go.
What are we talking about? Walmart. What do you think about?
What do you think about? Look, for me, it's weird. I literally want to have an opinion on it, and I don't know what that opinion is because it's just so out of the left field. Look, obviously the problem is, working with Walmart is gross because Walmart's disgusting, right, in a lot of different ways. But I'm also a person who's like fiercely loyal to purchasing things off of Amazon, so I really can't say anything, right? So, because like if I'm gonna be all like, oh, I'm gonna boycott Walmart, then I better be boycotting Amazon too, and I'm definitely not doing that.
You're making a good argument for that.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I'm not boycotting Amazon, unfortunately. So, have you boycotted Amazon?
I've pretty drastically cut down.
Oh, really? Okay.
If I can't find something anywhere else, then I'll get it there.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan.
Where are you getting your stuff then from online, or are you just buying them at brick and mortar stores now?
I'm trying to do more of that.
Okay. Yeah.
I live in an area where you can walk around, so that's not.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. Okay.
Anyway, I'm not a big fan of this.
For the gross reasons that Walmart is gross?
Yeah, I don't like Walmart very much.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. Walmart has done with so many businesses in so many different cities, come in and basically destroyed the local economy and replaced it with itself. That's happened a billion times at this point. I really don't like that, and I really don't want that to happen for arcades. I mean, arcades, but LAN centers, esports type venues, whatever we're going to call this stuff now. Because it's not as simple as arcades anymore. But I really don't want that to happen. And I would hate to have a situation where there is, because there are still some arcades. And for example, I looked it up. I know that there's an arcade in Colorado, Akihabara, Denver, I think, or Denver, Akihabara.
Okay, okay.
And I looked up how far away Colorado Springs is. It's a couple hours, so it's not gonna like cannibalize, right? Probably not that much. But you could imagine a situation where it would, and hard to think that like they didn't use if there's a Walmart in Denver because there is an arcade there. Like that's not into their calculus. So I don't want a situation where there's Walmart coming into town, opening up some esports arena that then kills whatever local business is running its LAN center, doing its tournament space, something like that. I get the appeal of having more tournament spaces in places that don't currently have it. I think that's very nice, but that seems like it can come at a pretty significant cost of where that exists.
Right.
It's going to get priced out by Walmart.
I just want to know what it looks like. Is it going to be like a separate room attached to Walmart?
So you know how they have like restaurants in Walmart. They have like eye exam places in Walmart. It's just a room.
Okay.
Right. It's the same kind of thing. You just walk into a room.
It's not just going to be like sitting in the middle of their electronics department. You know?
I mean, I haven't. I've seen pictures of one location, so I'm just kind of extrapolating that they'll all look like that, but I don't know for sure.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I'm also pretty skeptical of how well this can be financially. Like, it just doesn't seem. I mean, it's not like these are going to be once a week. We're going to have esports arena events here. There's going to be a physical location that's just there.
Right.
It's just going to be there. And is that going to be the kind of thing that's sustainable day to day? I don't know. I feel like Walmart. It's as if Walmart would have to have incredibly deep pockets and have the ability to wait out the actual economics of the situation, which
again, this whole thing.
Yep.
This whole thing to me is all kind of part and parcel of the conversations that we were having about the esports bubble and stuff like that from a few weeks ago. Everybody wants to get on this esports train, and it drives me nuts because I feel like that's what's causing this false sense of growth in esports. I really don't think esports is as big and as important as everybody thinks it is right now, because I feel like it's big and important because we're all trying to say it is, and we're all trying to fudge numbers to show everybody how crazy. Like when the person said, like, oh, you know, right now at this particular moment, Twitch had more viewers than the Super Bowl. Like, you just compared the entire platform to one show on TV when there's still a few hundred other billion channels out there. So, like, can you compare all of TV watching to what Twitch is doing? Like saying Twitch is like, oh, look, we have as many as the Super Bowl. Like, that's so, like, come on. Like, I've said this before, statistics, you can use it to prove anything the way that you describe it, right? So I just feel like we're creating this false bubble, and that's why all these people are like, oh, hey, let's put in all this money into this team. Let's sponsor all these players. Hey, where's our money return? It's not happening. Let's pull out. Everybody wants to jump into esports because it's the big thing, but I don't think it's as big as people think it is, to be honest with you.
No, so. I think that's true. I do think it's very big. I think it's big.
Yeah, but it's not as big as everybody is making it out to be.
I think that's fair. Yeah. But Gentle Snow is also right that people know esports will be big, and they want in on the ground floor. I absolutely agree with that.
Yes,
absolutely
I agree with that. Yeah.
And although I think that there's a lot of growth yet before we get to anything that's like what the maximum growth level of esports will be, a long time away. I think that there's a period of time now where there's probably too much investment.
Right.
But if you're somebody who wants to get involved, you do need to have this calculation of it's going to be big. I don't want to risk having all that development occur without me in it, because then I really have no chance of having a big role to play. If I get in now, maybe I'll lose money, but maybe I'll start the thing that everybody uses in 5 years, or the esports arenas that everybody's playing in 5 years. Like that's what everybody's thinking when they're getting involved, and you got to think that Walmart's having the same kind of thoughts. Walmart's going to be where you go to have tournaments for video games. I mean, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, but you know, again, I totally get it. But and everyone trying to get in on the ground floor is what always causes the bubble, because the thing that everybody's excited about is always too early.
Sure.
I mean, when I first joined Symantec way back in 2000 or whatever like that, startups was exactly that. Everybody was talking about startups. A brand new startup would show up. They would go public.
Yeah.
Their stock would jump to 300, and the next day it would fall all the way back down to 20, and billions of people like lost all this money and stuff like that. Well, not billions,
No, I
but
get it.
a lot of people lost money. It's the exact same thing. And in the end, what happened, there's really no startups. It's just the companies that are out there, and the few startups just keep getting bought out by everybody else and stuff like that.
But during that time, some things were created that ended up becoming gigantic.
Right.
What if you were like, this idea about selling books that ends up turning into Amazon? What if I got in? Like that that could happen.
Right.
And it did happen for some people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm,
And so that's what people are thinking about now. And I think that there's rarely great return on investment right now for esports teams. Very rarely. I saw some stats recently, and I forget who compiled them, unfortunately, but it was how much money has been invested in major esports teams versus how much they've received. And some of them have made like $10 or $12 million, but they've put in like $100 million.
Right.
So in those cases, you just have to depend on having really deep pockets and hope that you're going to last long enough to end up in whatever the final situation is.
Yeah.
And like I said, Walmart has infinite money.
Yeah, that's true.
And as long as they're willing to have loss-leading kind of situation, which they've proven 1 billion times also, as long as they're willing to do that here, then they can last things out. I don't really want the situation of having the Walmartization of arcades and LAN centers and tournaments. I think that'd be a big negative for the scene.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of it, like I said, mostly just because I'm not a fan of the Walmart pairing and the Walmart grouping kind of thing.
I'm a little worried about that.
Would have been nicer if they had like teamed up with like Chuck E. Cheese or something. Chuck E. Cheese, we're a gamer, can be a gamer.
Yeah, wow. There's a grown-up version of that. Dave & Buster's.
Dave & Buster's, yeah. But, I mean, are Dave & Buster's, I guess they still exist, huh?
I think so. I haven't been to one in a long time.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Don't know why that would have changed.
Okay.
Anyway, there's some news.
Yeah, Best Buy would have actually been better, so round 1 would have been cool. But round 1, there's not that many of them, though.
Yeah, round 1's a different situation.
Right,
Best Buy, I'm not... If you're going to pick a team to last long term, I think the team's Walmart rather than Best Buy.
Right.
But...
I still was so sad because I made that beautiful pun about Best Buy a long time ago, and a lot of people didn't get it. And I was... Because it was in text, but in verbal format. Last time I went to Best Buy... It was so ridiculously empty that I think that they should rename the store to Goodbye. So I thought that was amazing, but when I wrote it out, like it was good B-U-Y, so like people didn't get the... Come on, that is a genius pun right there. I mean, come on. That's a good one, so...
Did you see when I was talking about Ajax voting earlier? And I said that he voted in the mid-perm elections. He voted straight ticket Democrat.
This is on Facebook, right?
It was on Twitter, buddy.
Oh, it was on Twitter. Okay, I missed those. So yeah.
All right.
Democrat. God. Anyway,
There's a couple other topics that we could discuss, and I don't know if you want to. One of them is that Dragon Ball FighterZ was pulled from DreamHack Atlanta.
I think that's a huge topic.
Big topic.
Because, look, every time people have told me, because again, I'm sorry to bring it up again, but like everybody got mad at me when I was talking about Street Fighter V and how it's kind of like the one game that could take us places. And everyone's like, oh, look, Dragon Ball had the most viewers at EVO, blah, 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 blah. This is the reason why I'm concerned.
Okay.
And this is the reason why I'm concerned, because it belongs to another IP.
Well, okay, so what happened was just that Jabali... So there has been planned a Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament at DreamHack Atlanta, which was going to be next weekend, week and a half from now, I guess. Jabali, who is the fighting game director for DreamHack, put out a statement saying that they would have to withdraw that. It was very general. He says, due to unforeseen challenges, DreamHack will not be able to include Dragon Ball FighterZ. We would like to sincerely apologize. There's no statement of what occurred.
Right. And some people are saying it was number of entrants, but Jabali specifically said it wasn't because of number of entrants.
He did.
And for me, considering that it also got pulled out of BCF,
Right.
Like, to me, I'm just like, oh, Machinima, DreamHack. These are two big companies.
Right.
I mean, for me, the writing's on the wall, right? It's right there, right? It's like,
What do you think it is?
It's licensing.
Okay.
I think it's licensing issues. It's Dragon Ball licensing issues. They want the money, to put on these kind of things. That's my opinion.
No, I think you're right. If I had to take a guess, that's my guess as well. However, there's a couple of different parties involved. Do you think that it's Namco, or do you think that it is Toei?
I think it's mostly the Dragon Ball side. I think it's mostly the Dragon Ball side. Yeah. I really, really honestly do, because it's the same problem right now. Like, if MVC4 came out, I would have the exact same problems with it. You're just not going to have any fun trying to put that into any events right now, because Marvel is just like in this stupid world of like, we own everything, right? Unless somehow magically Combo Fiend can convince them otherwise, which I just don't think is going to happen, right? Because it's Marvel. There's rumors of MVC4, whatever, blah blah blah. Like, I almost kind of would rather say no to an MVC4, just because then we don't have to deal with this kind of thing. Because people, if, like, let's say they announce it, everyone's gonna go, oh, I'm so excited for MVC4. Then you find out every time you try to do anything with that game, it's like, wait, let's get Marvel approval. And then you just sit there and wait for like 6 months before Marvel gets back to you. It's like, you can run that tournament, right? And it's like, thanks, that was last month. You know what I mean? Kind of thing like that. So, that's my concern about it, which is why the nice thing about something like Tekken, about like Street Fighter, like Guilty Gear, is if you get them to run their game, that's it. You have everything already, because they're the actual IP of the company.
Yeah.
So, for me, I think Tekken is like maybe one of the best chances that we have for something else that, Street Fighter, if Street Fighter isn't going to be the one to do it, it would be Tekken.
Well, so Tekken is still in DreamHack Atlanta, but it was pulled from Body Count Fighting.
Right. And that one was weird. I felt like that one was kind of like, because they did it at the same time, maybe, or maybe Bandai Namco did want the money from that one. I'm not sure. So
I really don't know. Yeah. Obviously, it sucks, and what sucks as well is that there's no reimbursements being given out. So some people, people bought fights and they are buzzed.
Oh, for flights, you mean? For entry, though, there.
Let me see if he addresses that. It doesn't mention that in the statement.
Right.
But for sure, people are not getting their tickets reimbursed.
Yeah, exactly. If you've
Entry is being reimbursed. I hadn't heard of that either way.
Okay. But not flights or hotels, because those were booked by the people and, blah, blah, blah. So the people who have already done... I mean, DreamHack Atlanta is very soon, right?
It's in a week and a half.
It's a week and a half. So the fact that they pulled it out only
2 weeks in
advance, that's terrible. I didn't even think about that, man.
Yeah, that's a chunk of change that has been lost in some cases.
If I had already purchased flights and hotel for that, I'd be super mad. I mean, I would just go.
Well, that's what Jabali basically says, that you can still come and play in other games, because they are having other games.
Dude, I would just go hang out in Atlanta and eat all the different foods that everybody suggested, and just explore Atlanta. I would just be like, screw that whole entire thing. And since you guys all went there for E-League and everything like that, dude, I would have like 19 restaurant recommendations already, so it would actually be pretty good. So
I think I remember 2 places.
I wouldn't blame Jabali on it. I would not blame Jabali on it.
For sure, all. It's not Alex. Yeah. And I mean, I shouldn't say for sure, because I don't know, but no way, right? Like, he runs CEO too well, CEO Taku too well. All the previous DreamHacks have been run great that he's been involved in. It's only one game that's being taken out. All the rest of the things are still there. I can't imagine it's Jabali's fault.
Agreed.
Yeah. But it definitely sucks. And if it is a rights issue, I agree with you. I think that probably, that seems the most likely thing to me. Then that sucks. And that could really hurt the future of the Dragon Ball scene. Imagine a situation where it's not just, if they're just trying to get money from Machinima, from DreamHack, or maybe not just get money, but just prevent the streaming of it or the playing of it. Then what if that were to be applied to other tournaments?
Right, exactly. Right? If they go after CEO or Evo.
Evo's very large.
Right.
So
Evo's big enough to be on their attention, on
You would
their
think.
radar.
You would think. So I think that could be really disastrous. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, but I think that the rights that are afforded to copyright holders in the United States are absurd. Wish that would change at some point. Probably not gonna.
Yeah.
Probably not gonna. Yeah. So that's a bummer. And you know what, Burning Pyre, that's a good idea. Get travel insurance on flights for Dragon Ball tournaments.
Oh, that's right. You can always add that little extra for last second canceling on flights, right?
Yeah.
But and for hotels, you can usually cancel before 24 hours, and you're okay, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, oftentimes you don't have to prepay.
Right. Yeah.
Right, so.
Dang, that sucks. That's a smart thing, Burning Pyre, but it sucks to actually see it said like that. You know what I mean? To know that, yeah, you should probably do that if you're going to a Dragon Ball event, at least until the air is clear. You know. Ugh.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Okay.
Well, I guess that's about it for that. What do you want to do now?
We could do the IPS preview if you want to talk about that.
Sure, okay. Then we'll maybe talk about FGC News and then SoulCalibur and whatnot after that.
Yeah, SoulCalibur.
Blizzard Convention.
And stuff like that. And I can talk about my Tetris Effect experiences and stuff like that.
Cool.
So.
Next Tuesday, 1 week from today, is going to be the Injustice Pro Series Finals. It's on Tuesday, for whatever reason. And it's going to be most of the day.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Do you want to skip next week so you can watch it? I mean...
I'll be there.
Oh, that's right. You're going to be there. You're doing commentary, so there is no Tuesday show next week.
There's no Tuesday show.
News to you guys out there. No Tuesday show next week.
Basically, the reason that I came to the show today while the midterm elections are going on, as much as I'd like to know the results, is that I know I couldn't be here next time, so I didn't want to miss two in a row.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going to be next Tuesday. It will be on twitch.tv/NetherRealm, of course, but it's also going to be on Disney XD and ESPN3.
Interesting. What?
Yeah.
That's so confusing to me. They're putting DC characters on Disney.
Oh.
I just don't get that. Like,
Didn't that happen before?
They put it on ESPN, right? But, like, that's ESPN, but now actually Disney?
Actually Disney.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems so weird to me. Weird. DC is on Disney. Oh, that's so weird.
That's what it's going to be like.
Okay.
So, it's been the getting ready for it has been getting going for quite some time. It's going to be the top 12 ranked players.
Yes.
Then plus the winner of a few different events. So Tekken Master from the Intercontinental
So it's going to be
Championship.
16 people total,
16 total.
right? Yes.
Hey George, who plays the Joker from Liga Latina. Honeybee from Canada, and Last Chance Qualifiers won by Basics. So it's going to be...
That was at ECT.
Was at ECT, yeah. It's going to be an awesome lineup of people. I'm really excited for it. I went through the bracket because you can see it online. I'll put it in a chat. It's unfortunately only in a tweet right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, but here you go. You can check it out for yourself. And I tried to do like a who's my predictions, you know?
Oh, you filled out your bracket.
I did fill out my bracket. And looking through it, and I didn't try to make this happen, but I have Sonic Fox winning it, and that sounds to me like it's wrong. As much as it sounds like it's right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
That doesn't seem...
Because he hasn't been as dominant in the game, and guys like Dragon and stuff. Well, not Dragon.
Maybe not Dragon, but Rewind, looking to make it really far. Tweety as well. Biohazard's been doing super, super well. You got players like Samij who could still do excellently at any time. Gura the same way. Hayate the same way. It's a really sick lineup of players. Here we go. So, I have Tweety versus Basics. These are two players who play against each other a lot. They're kind of training buddies. And Basics is much less well-known than Tweety is, who won a couple of big tournaments this year.
He's number one right now.
He's number one overall. Yeah, he has the most points. So I like Tweety moving on right there. I have Gur beating Honeybee. I think Gur's been playing super well recently.
Dang, okay.
I'm very impressed by him. Adam is super strong.
All right.
I have Rewind beating Happy Pow. Rewind's the EVO champion. He played extremely well. Happy Pow is a French Flash player who's really good. But I like Rewind in that situation, I think. He plays the same character as well as some others, so he's going to know it well. I have Samij beating Scar.
Okay.
Samij, I think, is a super good player still. Then I have Sonic Fox beating what?
No, I like your filled out bracket.
I literally filled it up by hand.
Yeah, that's actually cool.
On my tablet.
Yeah.
So I have Sonic Fox beating Hey George. These guys have played together before. In fact, I think last year at the E-League event, they had to play each other first round, and Hey George almost beat Sonic Fox.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
It was really close. I think Sonic Fox is probably going to win it again, but we'll see.
Even though he's spending so much time on SoulCalibur and Dragon Ball now.
So that's the issue for Sonic Fox, is how well can he spread himself? Because there have been times when he's been spreading himself thin, and it seems like other Injustice players catch up during that time.
Right. He did win SCR.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, no, I mean, he can definitely do it. It's just a question of how much time he's putting into it. Mm-hmm. He was just in Japan for that Tokyo Film Festival event for Dragon Ball.
That's right.
But you got to think that in these next week and a half that he's putting in a lot of time into Injustice. Okay. I have DR Gross beating Irish Mantis. Irish Mantis is a really strong player from Ireland, as the name implies. Gross got top 4 at a couple of big events earlier this year. Didn't have as good a showing after that, but I still think he's strong. I
feel like in another life, your handle would have been Gross.
Gross would have been good.
I think for you, that would have actually been an amazing handle, actually.
You know, I chose Ultra David too early. It was before my formative time. Right? I didn't know enough. I didn't know who I was at the time.
Right.
I got Biohazard taken
That's true. We would have been called Gross Chen.
Gross Chen.
Which sounds like the name of like a philosopher or something like that.
That could be a lot of different things, yeah.
Gross Chen. Gross Chen.
So Biohazard and Tekken Master have played each other quite a few times as well. Sometimes they've gone back and forth. Usually Bio takes it. That's what I got again. Okay. I have Hayate over Silverai. And then I just have basically Rewind running through the rest. Biohazard beating Sonic Fox in winner's side. Because he's done that. There's precedent for that. But then Sonic Fox making it through loser's side, beating Biohazard in losers finals, Rewind meeting Sonic Fox in grand finals. And then, I mean, those guys play each other a lot. They're big training buddies. Rewind's the Evo champion. So it's definitely doable for him to beat Sonic Fox.
But he didn't have to play Sonic Fox in that tournament, did he?
That's a great question.
I always remember. I remember reading that the Injustice champion at Evo has always avoided Sonic Fox somehow.
That sounds right to me. I'm trying to remember in my mind now.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about that. So.
Yeah.
Do they actually list them as Echo Fox Scar? Oh, God, they do.
Oh, do they? That's a bummer. Yeah.
Batman player from Injustice 1, you're talking about Forever King, right? Forever King.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 burn.
Come on. I'm looking this up now. I'm curious.
Trying to find that.
By the way, there's a really good source at Smash GG for the Injustice Pro Series where they have like the full breakdown of everything that's occurred.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, Dragon definitely didn't play Sonic, says Special Beam Cannon. Not sure about Rewind though. Okay. Well, I mean,
whatever.
No
yeah,
worries
no,
about
fine.
it. Yeah. But okay, but you do have Sonic Fox winning it just through circumstance. I mean, that's kind of like when we picked Snake Eyes to win that 1 year of.
That's right.
Of the Capcom Pro Tour. Right?
Yeah, Capcom Cup. We had him winning. Yeah.
Yeah. Not going 0-2.
Well, look, I don't think that Sonic Fox is going to go 0-2 because I like him in the first round for sure. But there's like a chance that he loses to Biohazard in winner's side. Certainly in winner's finals, if he makes it there, there's a good chance that he loses. So I feel like worst case for him is maybe he goes 2-2 or 3-2.
Right. Okay.
But it's not going to be a blow up for sure. Definitely check it out. It's going to be, like I said, it's on Tuesday next week. It starts in the morning. It's like the whole day.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, Biohazard in the chat literally says Scar was signed up as Echo Fox before. Yeah, of course. For
sure.
Yeah, I know. But it's just, still got to make the Price is Right sound anyway. So.
I got you beating him, dude, in winner's side.
You're only saying that now just because
it's written on the thing.
Let me look. It's totally not.
No,
you totally
James.
have my. No, just kidding.
How dare you?
Okay.
Yeah, please check it out. It's a really fun game to watch. I really like it.
It is. There's
Please
man,
watch it.
it's just one of those games that just never quite got the shine that it should have. To be honest with you, and it's just the bad reputation. Again, it's the bad presentation, right? The presentation's the problem. So, yeah, no problem, Biohazard. Good luck, man. Good luck.
Yeah, I'll see you in less than a week.
Oh, that's right. You'll be there.
I will be there.
I'll watch it.
I'll be commentating.
I'll watch it.
There was unfortunate news that Ketchup and Mustard can't make it.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah.
Because they were supposed to be like.
I guess. I mean, I don't know the deets, but they said that they could not make it, and then it wasn't for like dumb esports reasons.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I don't know, but I hope things are all right over there.
Right. And Gentle Snow, I mean, honestly, Street Fighter V still has better presentation than Injustice does, like, by a lot. MVCI and Injustice 2 are probably some of the worst presentation fighting games right now.
You gotta think it's Marvel, but...
Marvel vs. Capcom
Injustice
Infinite is probably the worst.
Probably the worst.
By far.
Probably the worst.
Yeah.
But Injustice, look, the models are great. The backgrounds are
the face
good.
Animations are good too.
The faces
like
look
when they talk
great.
in the story mode and stuff like that.
The dialogue's good.
It's so good.
Gameplay's good. It's just that it's very dark. The
music
animations
is
are
terrible.
bad. The music is bad.
And like I said, there's always
gone over it before.
the cathartic KO. I think is still missing. Like you don't. There's so much. Like I don't until like I've always believed that, but Tekken Slow-Mo has really emphasized that to me, how much the cathartic KO. And I've said this about Street Fighter 4 as well. Street Fighter 4 has the longest KO freeze that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
When I used to watch YouTube videos, as soon as KO happened, I would hit the arrow just to skip forward, and it would still be frozen.
Yeah.
You know, because it took so goddamn long for that to finish. But in tournament environment, it's beautiful because you just boom KO, and everyone gets to scream.
Yeah.
And Injustice is like, boom, you hit them, and then the guy pauses and goes to restart match. And
But even if that doesn't happen, if you kill somebody with a super, then once the super animation ends, their
They
character
stand
rolls, and then they go, oh, the stand up, and then they like explode a little bit. There's like a little like bubble that comes out of them of like explosion, and then they fall. It's super anticlimactic. And even the start, yeah, begin. What are you doing?
ready, begin.
It's just a bad idea.
Oh man.
The start when you boot the game and you just see Batman slowly, silently walking up the steps up to the big computer because this is all his computer narrating. Right? He turns on the computer and it just goes, and then forgettable music plays. And it doesn't. It's not like Injustice. You know what I mean? It's not like whoa. It's like Batman slowly walks up the stairs. I don't know what to say. I mean, we talked about this stuff before. But
I mean, like you watch like
great.
Batman the Man animated series, which apparently just came out as a whole Blu-ray set. I was so sick, but like, da 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 da, and then you get the Danny Elfman, like, oh my god, even Superman, dun da 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 da. You know, I mean, Jesus, oh man, oh god.
Slowly walks up the stairs.
Yeah, we've talked about this a million times. So we
silently presses the button for the computer to turn on. Yep, that's it.
I mean, SoulCalibur is at least goes SoulCalibur 6.
Yeah, it's a little janky, but it's way better. All right. Enough. It's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay. Dude, Batman the Animated Series was such a good cartoon. Jeez. So good. I mean, it really defined Batman to a lot of people. It really redefined how Batman was to people. And the fact that even a character like Harlequin, who was created for the cartoon, is now like one of the most popular DC characters now. Yeah. Paul Dini,
She's
man.
Cool.
Paul Dini.
She's cool.
Diniverse.
Woo, boy.
Okay.
I should say there's a $150,000 prize pool.
Nice. Oh, shout out to Evening Star.
Dang, sick.
There you go. Thanks, Evening
Yeah, that's
Star.
a big prize pool. Oh, and they did a great job of separating it out in terms of what the payment is going to be.
Yeah, that's right. That should definitely be commended and mentioned.
Yes. So first place will get $40,000. Second place will get $20,000.
Right.
So like I said, it's $150K overall. You might think that winner gets 60% of that, but they're not doing anything like that. It's only $40,000. I love that. I think that's great, and that's explicitly what some players asked for. This is how that number was chosen, at least how it seems in public. was that a couple players put together a list of like, here's what I would like to see the payouts be.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And then sure enough, that's exactly what it was.
Nice. Okay.
So like I said, it's 40,000, 20,000, 10,000,
so Biohazard saying
5,000.
Oh, it's 100,000 prize pool according to Biohazard. 50,000 was spread throughout the circuit.
Oh, let me do the math. 60, 70. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, good call. Okay. Yeah, but still, I mean, you're about to win $40,000, so that's not so bad, right?
Damn. Oh, okay. No, 40,000 was first place. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like 4,000 or something like that. I thought you were like trying to tell him that he was gonna like lose badly. But that's cool.
But everybody gets paid. Even
16th gets $750, and that'll cover, a canceled flight and hotel to Atlanta. At least most of it, probably. So.
Yeah.
Why don't they adopt the poker tournament's prize pool? Because the poker tournament prize pool is like a few bajillion dollars.
I mean, yeah, it's not.
If everybody had the entry fee of $10,000 and there was 1,000 competitors, you could spread the prize pool down a little further. If you do the percentage, then that means people are literally winning like 3 cents towards the end, and it's just pointless at that point.
Again, everybody's getting paid. Everybody's getting a minimum of $750 just for qualifying for this. So I think that's really nice.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's great. It's just more sustainable.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
It's definitely
actually
nice.
Rewarding
like
players
I said,
for qualifying.
It's nice if you have, like I said, if the amount is there, right? Because I mean, I know a lot of people were mad about it in the Smash tournament, but the Smash tournament only had like what 2,000 something total, right?
Which tournament?
For Evo, that was one of the big ones. That was, and you're blocking your microphone. Sorry.
2,000 entrants?
Well, it was like $2,000 or something.
I mean,
that.
If there's like 2,000 entrants, then it can't be.
Oh yeah, that's right. Then it would be $20,000, right?
I would think.
Yeah, it's $20,000. Still not as much as $100,000 to spread around. So.
He's right. I did it.
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah. I did it. All right. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so that's going to be exciting. That'll be on Tuesday next week in
Correct.
view of the Tuesday show.
And by the way, it'll be in Chicago. It's at the Prism nightclub.
It's at a nightclub?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure it's at a nightclub?
It's probably not going to look like a nightclub once they get it all esports out, but yeah, it's going to...
Actually, if they make it like a Gotham City nightclub, and they like decked it out with like, Penguin, he owns the place, and like you have... You don't seem like you're happy with
that would
be
so cool!
Oh, okay, that would be cool. Okay, yeah, okay.
Oh my god, that'd be so sick!
Yeah, it would be sick if they did that.
This expression was, why are you getting my hopes up?
Oh, okay, fair enough. Or make it like Mr. Freeze's thing, and then you could have someone come in and go, "Ice to meet you," Dude, that'd be sick. That'd be sick.
And then once the tournament ends, if I'm commentating the very end of it, they'll be like, all right, what killed this tournament? And I'll be like, the Ice Age! Yes.
Oh, man. That would be amazing. None of this is happening.
I'm sure it's not. But that'd be great. I'll be able to say it anyway. Just close out the stream like that.
Yeah.
I'm on Disney.
Yeah.
Some kid's like, what, Daddy? What's he talking about?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, come on.
Well, son, Batman. 20 years ago, there's a terrible movie.
There's a Batman movie where they had nipples on the bat suit,
Oh, boy. All right, enough of that.
Okay. Captain Cold, they put it instead of Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze had an alternate...
There is Mr. Freeze, though. Yeah.
There's the alternate of Captain Cold, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Want to just jump to FGC?
I've been on TV, right?
Yeah, E-League. You're on E-League. In fact, I am still one of the only ones that have never been on TV.
Dang.
I did an interview on ESPN for the Capcom Cup. I interviewed NuckleDo, but that was like 1 minute, and they cut out the good part of the interview. Okay. So, yeah.
Bummer.
Because it was, I asked him, NuckleDo, about his year. Because he had that really trying year, and I almost got him to cry, and they cut that out.
Dang.
They got that out.
What a bunch of dinguses.
I'm so mad.
The first time I was on TV was when I turned 10 years old, and the city that I happened to be from happened to be incorporated on my birthday. Like the day that I was born, not just the date, the exact day. So when I turned 10, it was also the 10th anniversary of the city, And they actually sent me up in a hot air balloon in celebration of it, and I was interviewed on local television.
That's so cool. Oh, but that's right. You were also on the Al Jazeera TV.
Oh, yeah, I've been on big news shows a couple of times.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So you've been on TV quite a few times.
We got a woo.
Oh, woo! There you go.
But yeah, it's true. Looking back, now as an adult, my mom must have really bugged the city a lot. Because there's no way that they just knew that I was the same day, right? I never actually asked her. Now I'm curious. I want to go out, I want to see if she just must have called in like 20 times being like, hey, you know, my David's got the same birthday as the city. What are you going to do about it? Like, it must have been something like that.
Oh, man. Okay. Okay, you want to talk about some FGC news?
What else is going on?
A couple of interesting things happening right now. Well, first of all, the NA Regionals is going to be taking place in a couple of weekends. That is on the 24th, the 17th? The 24th. 17th. It's going to be on the 17th and 18th. Obviously, we don't know because we're not going to be there.
Correct.
But it is going to be taking place, and registration is open up for their last chance tournament in there that anybody can enter. So try to enter that and try to take that spot. This weekend, yes, indeed, is the Red Bull Kumite, which is taking place in France. And again, no, we're not going to be there, unfortunately. So
Correct.
No France trip for us this year. So, but that's going to be taking place, and that's going to be really, really, really cool. So. But NA Final has new character teas. Why does anybody believe that? Oh, because that's what they did all the previous years.
Is it?
Yeah, because Sakura and Akuma were announced there with the teases. Remember, the banners dropped for Akuma, and the Sakura petals flew out for that. Right.
That's right.
So yeah, so maybe we'll get.
They'll tease Oro, right?
That is definitely would be the highlight character that everybody wanted.
Well, look,
and they'll do that by just dropping pictures of like slight testicle shots.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, dude, you're basically scraping the bottle of the Street Fighter barrel at this point when it comes to interest of characters.
I mean,
right.
Honestly, maybe at this point in time, the one of the more exciting ones might just be someone like Honda, right? Because he's the only like classic character who hasn't shown up yet.
But not a terribly popular character.
No, for sure.
I think they're basically out of terribly popular characters. That's why they're bringing back El Fuerte.
God.
El Fuerte, Oro, 12. Oh, this sounds like a fantastic
Remy,
year.
you just bring Remy back in? Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Dude.
So James is with me.
Yeah, and then Julie and Junie.
Absolutely not.
Julie and Junie, this is like the best.
Boring.
Right there. Julie and Junie, we don't need Julie and Junie. Yeah, DJ and T-Hawk are definitely still missing from.
I don't think we need T-Hawk or DJ.
And Fei Long too. So no Fei Long.
Maybe Fei could be useful actually in terms of gameplay variety.
Yeah. But Sodom and Honda are the ones that I want in there for legacy purposes, right? For logical purposes. Although I think Sodom would be cool if they could figure out a cooler way to make him. The one thing that was kind of interesting to me, well, I don't know, that's not necessarily true, because Blanca was actually super different. Sagat was very Sagat, but Blanca was actually significantly different.
They've really changed some characters.
Right.
Some are very different.
Freaking Cammy. Anyways, yeah, she ended up exactly the
She sure did.
Yeah, I mean, they could change Sodom. I mean, look, if Sodom needs a name change, just call him Katana. That's all you need to do, because that was his name in Final Fight.
Oh, yeah.
On the American release, his just name was Katana. He wasn't Sodom.
Why do they call him Sodom?
Is
there a tale to that?
I don't know where that name came from, why they named him after a biblical city. Yeah. I have no idea. But yeah, he was definitely...
It doesn't like mean something in Japanese.
No, because he's totally American, right? Oh,
but isn't he like a big weeb?
He's like the biggest weeb ever, yeah. I don't know, yeah. So, oh well, okay.
Anyway,
but that's
looking forward to Oro.
Yeah. Some other cool game news. So as we mentioned, all the fighting games are coming out. Omen of Sorrow dropped today, and although we have not had a chance to try it yet, so but I've played it a little bit at SCR, and we've played it at various different locations before. It is a brand new game that just came out. There was a demo for it. A lot of people seem to really like it. People have played it at all the different trade shows. It was at EGLX. It was at SCR. Right. It's all over the place. Game developed entirely in Chile by just a small group of guys. And Felipe, one of the combat designers, we've seen him at like 19 events in the last 2 years.
He has been traveling.
Dude, they have sent him he was at Evo Japan, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he?
I don't remember, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, he was everywhere. But that game has come out, and like I said, independent game developed by a very, very small group of people. So there's a lot of like really cool. So Felipe actually sat me down at SCR and started showing me some of the characters, and like he was showing me the character with the vials. Did you actually see that character?
Yes, Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah. So,
right.
Yeah, I felt like he was like kind of like, I don't know. I thought you would kind of like him.
Dude, for sure. And in fact, when I played the game, that's who I used.
Yeah, he was the guy.
That's who Felipe
Mr. Hyde.
told me.
Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde. Okay. Yeah.
Because the cool thing about it is
one
of the things that I liked about that character, it felt like, and for a lot of the characters, the one thing that I miss about Street Fighter II series is that special moves are not that special anymore in all the new games.
Okay.
Right? They're usually combo extensions or whatever like that, but like literally in Street Fighter II, you could play Ryu and win an entire round with 100% special moves. Guile could win with 100% special moves and stuff like that. That just isn't really the case anymore. You know what I mean? Everything is so much more, let me do my normals and stuff like that. Like, I miss that about the Street Fighter II games where it was just like special. And I feel like that's kind of like how Hyde will work, because he's just going to be filling bottles and like chucking them at like all these different angles. And I think that's actually going to be a lot of fun. I think that'll be a lot of cool.
And very interesting ideas in those vials, too.
Dude, they had like a mummy character that he can separate himself instead of jumping. It's like really interesting. They came up with a lot of cool systems.
They have a lot of cool ideas, for sure.
Very interesting system mechanics and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, definitely give it a look. It's got a lot of cool ideas. Also, important to note that when I did play that character, I played against a rando at whatever the event was, and he was really mad that I grabbed him every single time. So, in fact, when I played, I didn't actually try that much of the actual character. I just did grabs to be a dick.
Wow, I can't imagine that you would do that, David. I never would have pictured you doing that to anybody in a fighting game.
Hey, throws a cheap, dude.
Gross. Oh, man.
This is very fun. Yeah, check it out.
Yes,
a lot of interesting ideas in it.
Yeah, definitely check that out. A couple of other really interesting things here. Sega has renewed the trademark for the Virtua Fighter logo.
They did. They've also said that they don't have anything specifically in the works. I should also point out that if you're going to keep a trademark alive, you need to register it after 5 to 6 years after the first time you registered, and then every decade after that.
Right.
So you just have to do it.
Right.
Unless you want to abandon it, which they probably don't want to do. So the fact that there is a trademark renewal doesn't mean that there's going to be a new thing.
Right.
It just means that they don't want to abandon the trademark.
And they can still put it in Shenmue and stuff like that.
They could use it for nothing at all. The cost of renewing trademark is
machine,
a few $100. So.
I mean, look, if you forget to renew contracts by one day, then you get yourself screwed over, and George Lucas makes all the money. So that's what happened with the Kenner toys, the Star Wars toys, and stuff like that. Someone had the best. They had the best licensing deal because no one thought the Star Wars toys were going to make any money.
Right, yeah.
So I mean, there's this whole series on Netflix. Actually, you would probably watch this because they're documentaries.
Oh, I think I have actually.
The Toys That Made Us.
Yes, I think
you
I
have
did
watched.
Watch
Oh,
that.
okay, yeah. It's actually. I only saw the Star Wars episode.
Yeah.
I want to watch the Transformers and the He-Man episode. And
okay,
stuff
I haven't
that.
watched the Transformers or He-Man one, but I think I did watch the Star Wars one.
Exactly. So.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, don't look for a Virtua Fighter game specifically, but
crushing
keeping the
everybody's
trademark
hopes,
alive.
Man. Okay. SNK's Yasuyuki Oda states that King of Fighters 14 on the Switch is a possibility.
Great.
Not a big deal, but I just wanted to talk about that because put all fighting games on the Switch, please. Not a great way to play necessarily for controls. It's not like I want it to be for tournaments, but man, for traveling. It's like I said, when I did that one NA Playground thing, like literally Goichi on the way to the airport to fly to Canada bought Dragon Ball on the Switch, and while we're all just sitting there, he's just sitting there playing against the computer with his characters and learning things. And he was experimenting with Cooler. He was learning Cooler just so he could figure out what that character does and stuff like that. Dude, having fighting games on the Switch is just like the greatest thing, dude. It's so good.
Agreed.
So good.
Agreed.
Although, yes, for sure, KOF would probably be easier to put on there than like Tekken, you know, graphically and stuff like that. So.
All right. Actually, I hope that occurs.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, I guess there's a glitch in SoulCalibur 6 that lets Voldo and Tira get supers without using any super meter.
I saw that.
A lot of people are talking about that. That's going to get patched out right away. Namco's been really good about patching out things like that. So I read the headline and I saw a video and I was like a little curious as to how it occurred, but not that much because I know it's going to be gone for sure. So I didn't actually look into it. And Infinite Soul Charge, right? For sure. And you know, to be fair, the Voldos that I played online, none of them did it. So none of them were taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
So. Mikado Arcade had a Vampire Hunter Championship. Vampire Hunter 2018.
Is that the one with Phobos?
Yes, that is the one with Phobos slash Huitzel.
Yeah. That character's so cool.
Yeah, that character is cool. But it's out there. It is out on YouTube right now. The channel they don't have an official channel name, but I'm sure if you do a search for Mikado.
I follow that.
Oh yeah. Oh, and you didn't catch it, huh? Or maybe it's
no. Maybe I mean there's a lot of things that happen.
Oh, okay. Where is this? Well, it's somewhere in there, so you can definitely look for that. That should be cool. I actually really would love to go.
It's right there. It's on the top left.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I highly recommend following Mikado's YouTube channel. Highly recommend following Kohatsu's YouTube channel. And then there was one more that also shows old janky games. I'll think about it.
There's Acho, right?
Acho Arcade.
Yeah, Acho.
Those are three really cool YouTube channels to follow.
4 hours Vampire Hunter. Now, if you guys want to know what we went through in terms of broken games, that would be a good one to start with, because there is definitely some jank. I have talked about how Bishamon was just like stupidly OP in that game, so at least I thought so. He was one of my favorite. He was my main character in that game. And he was just so dumb. Like, even back then, I didn't even realize how dumb he was. And now, now that I can think about it, I can see why I was winning all the time with that character. Because he's just, like I said, he's just broken, dude.
Wow, I didn't know the Mikado has setups that are modded so you can use pad. That is pretty cool.
That is cool,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, Siegfried is annoying, Croton. Oh, God. There's so many characters that are annoying.
It's a full of obnoxious characters game, for sure. What else you got in terms of news before we prattle on about SoulCalibur?
Wednesday Night Fights in Orange County.
Yeah.
So the original Wednesday Night Fights is adding Skullgirls, Pokken Tournament DX, and ARMS as monthly tournaments.
Oh, very cool.
So I think they're just going to run them once a month, basically.
Smart.
Like that. And I think that's super cool.
Yeah,
I think that absolutely all three of those games, deserve to have that kind of shine.
They all have scenes, for sure. I think that's really cool.
Okay, that's the last I have in terms of FGC news. Okay, yes, we did talk about Omen of Sorrow. We have definitely done that. So
Climax of Night is this weekend, eh?
Oh, that's right. That's the Under Night tournament that's coming up this weekend, right?
Is it just Under Night? I think there's other stuff too. Under Night, Melty Blood.
It's right. It's the French bread tournament.
Okay.
It's the French bread tournament. That's right.
Yeah, Under Night singles, BB Tag singles, Melty Blood, and Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
200 folks there. That's awesome.
I think that's the right thing to do, to be honest with you, is just start trying to do more tournaments geared towards like the certain fighting game genres,
Especially ones that they overlap a lot,
ones,
right?
Yeah, exactly. So.
Cool.
Yes, okay, so there we go. We could do the miscellaneous section here now, but the miscellaneous section is probably going to cover a lot of fighting game stuff because I've been playing a lot of SoulCalibur recently.
SoulCalibur 6.
So I finally got to sit down and play it, and I've been using Killick. And because I figured he was basic and very simple, and he would have good long range, and he'd be have a standard neutral and all that stuff like that.
In coming to that decision, what were you basing your idea on?
Absolutely nothing. Hope and prayer, and the fact that the one time I played a SoulCalibur game at a Symantec office where they had it in their lunch break room, I used Killick because he looks like Zhao Yun from the Romance of the Three Kingdoms series. So it might not even have been him. It might have been the staff guy that had a different name, but how that's like Li Long and Maxi, right, and stuff like that. So I went with Killick in that game. And turns out that I think that he is not very beginner friendly at all. I don't think he has great range at all.
No.
I think his neutral is very weird and very hard, and he might be one of the least mashiest characters in the game, because I lose a lot to people who go A, and I can't do anything because I have no range to stop them, and all my moves are really slow and everything like that. Yeah, that's what I've had to learn how to do, is just find the right signs to duck and sidestep and stuff like that. So, turns out it is not exactly the Flo played Killick 5 minutes in trainer mode and mop people online, and then he said, I do that for James, but Killick is boring. Yeah, probably not exactly the most enjoyable. But the interesting thing about it was I started talking to Party Wolf and Hayate, the two best Killicks probably right now.
Okay.
And, Party Wolf's like, yeah, just DM me and I'll help you out or whatever like that. And then Hayate was like, yeah. And then he literally said, he's like, Killick's not the easiest to learn, because I basically said, I feel like Killick gets outrushed by rushdown characters and outzoned by zoning characters, so he has no specialty. So what is he supposed to do?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do in his neutral because I don't feel like he has great range and stuff like that. And literally Hayate is like, I don't think Killick is a beginner character. He has one of the hardest neutrals. He has a hard neutral to understand.
Interesting.
And I was like, okay. So again, the thing that makes me happy about it is that my assessment was correct.
Well, that's okay.
When I was playing, I was like, I don't feel like I can use him in either way that I want to, and his neutral is not as like Grow, for example, like Siegfried, like all these other characters are just like ping, 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 and you're just like, I don't know what to do, and you just block and die. Killick is the least like that, I feel like, out of a lot of the characters. So. But so I'm thinking of switching to Seongmina, who is Killick with the range that I thought.
She's what you thought Killick would be.
Yeah, she's what I thought Killick would, and everybody says she's really derpy.
She's obviously strong.
Yeah, everywhere. I mess with her in training mode. Some people are like, yeah, you can do this combo, and I was like, okay, so from this far away, I hit AB and I hit you. And then I can do 800 damage off of that, from that far. I was like, what? why does everything work with this character? Yeah. So I might actually try to use that character. So, but I'm gonna stick with Killick for a little bit, just because I've learned him a lot already. So I want to see how he does. However. And again, I'm playing on stream. I'm getting salty, because people are outzoning me, people are rushing me down and everything like that. But that's just standard me, right? I'm always salty when I play fighting games. I'll tell you this, though. I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. Yes. There's a lot of me that just wants to go back and play it again, and it doesn't feel like it's as much work as Tekken is. Tekken, you just gotta know, this character, you sidestep this direction. This is a one break. This throws a one. You gotta know the frame data here. SoulCalibur feels more like I can just go and have fun kind of game,
Well, I feel like there's a very high ceiling. There's a lot of complexity in it.
Yes.
But with the way that the movement works, with the way that there's obviously a horizontal button and obviously a vertical button, it's more approachable.
Right. Exactly. I'm not saying that, again, when I'm saying a game has, I don't equate easier entry to high ceiling at all. Yeah. This game, definitely when it gets to the higher levels, you need to know the frame data and all that stuff like that. But for the most part, and somebody said this about Street Fighter V, and I've had this opinion in a kind of different way, is that I don't like the fact that Street Fighter V, every move leaves you right next to the opponent. So you have to know the frame data, right? So someone else brought it up to Javits in the fact that he said, I just don't feel like there's enough pushback on normals. Because like when you like in Super Turbo, almost nothing left you right next to the guy, right? Every time you block some, like even Phelan Rekka, nobody could do anything to that, right? Because you just pushed them away and stuff like that. So like SoulCalibur feels like that to me as a fighting game. It's just things just have range, and even it could be like -80, but like you just at a range where they can't really do anything about it, and the movement is really freeform. So it just feels like you can approach that game and just start having fun with it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. There's just and like you said, the fact that vertical, okay, sidestep, horizontal, okay, crouch. It's just very intuitive.
I mean, like you do that in 3D games anyway, but there's the horizontal button. It's the one that it's just very clearly delineated.
But I mean, Tekken also, you have to know whether to sidestep left or right. Now there are some moves in SoulCalibur. There's a few of them, but for the most part, if someone's hitting B, if you sidestep it, you will avoid them, right? So for the most part, there's a few of them.
Like there's A's that you can sidestep one way or the other. Right. Or there's A plus B's that you can do that too, but not B's. You're
exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, for me, I just. I'm really enjoying it. I feel like when I win, I'm having fun. Like I feel like I'm just having fun, dude. I mean, I definitely fought one guy that I know got super salty because he was beating me up so badly, and I had no life left, and I ringed him out. And the next round, I was fighting, and then he was beating me really badly, and then I wrung him out. Yes. And then the last game, he was beating me really badly, and I wrung him out. Sick. I know he must have been so mad.
Well, why does he keep getting towards the corner?
Well, one time you know what? That was for me.
Hello.
For me, that's what I was saying. I was like, it's your fault.
It's his fault.
You keep doing this, but also Killick has some amazing ring out ability. Actually, if you do it right, you can actually ring out pretty far away. So. Yeah, exactly. Nagava says Killick has a really good ring out game, but yeah, the game is. I mean, there is definitely like Voldo freaking just like drives at you in his stupid little car mode and like
his car mode. I like it.
Yeah, his car mode, dude. That thing is stupid. Dude.
It seems good
because if you sidestep it, you can't punish him because he just goes
He's out of there.
And so if you block it and you try to hit him before he does another car, he can do the trampoline instead. And so you put
car versus trampoline.
Exactly, dude.
One of those two.
Really, let's transform and roll out. They should add the transformer sound effect to Voldo.
Oh man.
But Grow, dude. Oh god, Grow was so mashy, and like Siegfried and. Dude, Talum, I don't know what the hell she's doing. She's just jumping over me and hitting me all over the place.
I mean, Talum is supposed to be that character.
Yeah.
She is the up-close buttons character. Grow, so I've been playing a lot against Sanchez.
Oh, does he play Grow?
He plays Grow.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to play him, yeah.
And as I've been playing against him, I've been figuring out the character a little bit more. Like, it's all understandable. You know what I mean? Like, it's not so in the weeds. And it took maybe half a dozen games against him before I was like, all right, here's like basically the options. Now, can I recognize which one's which fast enough to have the proper solution every time yet? Definitely not.
Right.
But like I see, after it happens, I'm like, I could have pressed like 2B there. Right. I mean, like I could have pressed 4A there. Like I could have done things.
And see, that's the toughest thing because I think my problem with that is that I'm using Killick. Right, because one, I can't outzone zoners, right? So I'm terrified of Astaroth. I'm terrified of Ivy. Like they just blow me up all the time. But then also, when someone rushes me down, I can't counter because my 2B has absolutely no range at all whatsoever, right? So my 2B is worthless. So anytime someone does anything to me, they push themselves at the range where if I 2A, they hit me with their next mashy button string.
If you're crouching?
Yeah, if I'm crouching.
Well, yeah.
Right, so the tough thing is, honestly, is that character has trouble. He's like Mario. He's like good at everything, but doesn't excel at anything, right? Until you activate Soul Charge, which is what I was watching Party Wolf do in that long set with Sonic Fox. I was always scared to activate that thing because you're just killing yourself. He had full life, he would just activate it, and then like he is just the most broken ass stupid character in Soul Charge. So next time I play, I'm just gonna start Soul Charging like crazy.
Good.
Because that character in Soul Charge is so dumb. Is like so broken. And like it's funny because like I'm sitting there talking about like how bad his lethal hit conditions are and everything like that. And then like like Party Wolf's landing it on Sonic Fox. He's like, these conditions are so stupid. Like he gets lethal hits everywhere. So I'm like, okay, I just need to go crazy.
That's good.
Yeah.
I played a lot against Flo yesterday. He beat me.
Was it bad?
I mean, of course it was bad. Yeah.
Was it Talon versus Astaroth?
No, so he played a bunch of different characters. He played probably 5 different characters.
Okay.
And annoyingly, each time that I played against the character of his, like 4 or 5 times, and the next game, I came into it like, I'm beginning to get...
Oh, no, and then he did the thing where he's changed characters.
He's a new character.
Oh!
I mean, I'm sure I still would have lost anyway, but at least it would have been nice to have like, been able to try out my, like...
And confirm...
I think I can duck that.
Yeah,
I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, dude. I hate that, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't intentional, but, and I did take rounds. In fact, I got a couple of times on his Taki, I got 2 rounds.
Oh, that's right. Taki, yeah, not Talon. I said Talon, didn't I? Or did I say Taki?
I think he...
it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
There's too many of the T characters.
Yeah, he definitely blew me up, for sure. Okay. But it was good to see, it was good practice. Yeah. It was really nice. It was a lot of fun. And even though I definitely got dunked, it was definitely fun, and it was useful for figuring things out.
Yeah.
Super good.
So like I said, I jumped in to play SoulCalibur at around 5 p.m. yesterday and intended to play till maybe about like 8 or 9 and stop.
Okay.
I went till 1 a.m., okay? So I played the game for literally 7 to 8 hours, and I just didn't stop because I started watching replays during it, and I was watching Party Wolf's Killick Online and stuff like that. I was doing all this stuff. I started messing with Xiongmina, and I did it, and then I just went back and played some more Killick Online. And when I went back at the end of the night, like I felt like it was doing a little bit better with Killick. Like things were making more sense. I was doing a lot more.
Makes sense.
Like just after having watched a lot of that footage and stuff like that, I was just getting a better idea. I still think he's probably a bad character for me, and I don't think he is the beginner character. Everyone says Sophia and Mitsu are Mitsurugi are the good beginner characters. So, but
Sophie seems pretty easy.
I still have no idea what the hell Yoshimitsu's doing. That character's gonna.
I feel like I see 2 different Yoshis, not just online but in tournaments. One is the mega simple, he just has excellent regular buttons kind of Yoshi. Right. There's no trickiness, he's just super good at that stuff. And then the other one's flying around, doing whatever crazy crap, unblockables and stuff. And it seems like there's not really like the mix Yoshi player. The one that puts those 2 together, it's like one or the other.
So one of the things I want to mention here, someone said... why is Flo so good on casuals but not in tourneys? That's where the float comes from and stuff like that. But he is one of the best casual players I've ever played against. Sure. Honestly, I think Alioun is the European version of Flo.
Oh, probably.
Because he was at that invite, didn't do well, and then he rematched Kazunoko and beat him casually on in a Salty Suite or whatever like that. It's just Alioun has the same situation, right? And then, I'm glad OG War Destroyer asked, where did I get this shirt? Okay. Well, you can actually get this shirt at 86.com. And if you use the URL, tinyurl.com/86jchensor, that is my affiliate link where you can go there and grab a shirt, and part of the proceeds will go to me. They have a lot of cool Street Fighter, great Guilty Gear shirts. Their Guilty Gear shirts are immaculate, pretty much, but they've also got Skullgirls and Killer Instinct and stuff like that. This I Voted sticker, however, does not come with the shirt. The only way you could have did that is if you went and voted, so if you do not have the sticker today, then...
gotta wait a while.
Yeah, exactly, so... Okay, there you go.
Anyway, I've been playing a lot of Calibur too, and it's very, very fun.
Again, that's tinyurl.com/86jchensor. But yeah, no, I like...
Good game.
When I think back to after I would finish playing Tekken and I felt like I was learning and everything like that, every time I wanted to jump back into it, there was this kind of dread feeling a little bit, kind of just like, okay, I got to put in that work again. Oh, God, I'm going to run into a Xiaoyu or whatever. But when I think about going back to SoulCalibur, I just picture myself running around and just swinging and I don't know. There's something about that makes me happy.
No, for sure. I get it.
And again, I get really salty on stream. But that's just me because I just get salty. That's just how it is. So yeah.
I had one of those epiphanies today that happens when I pick up new games and I'm playing them a lot. Where I was driving around and I was thinking why does everybody keep telling me to do Poseidon's side so often as Astaroth? That's the one where he swings around in a circle.
Oh, okay.
And if you get hit by the first hit, it's like 40% damage.
Okay,
it's
okay,
wild.
okay.
But it's like 30, 35 frame startup, something like that.
Yeah,
Quite a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
And it's because as Astaroth, you have good zoning tools, but you have basically one chance. And if the opponent blocks or evades one of those zoning tools, they're in your face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But
So if you block something, run at him,
Just get in
basically.
there.
Okay, okay.
I mean, he's not entirely without options, but it's not great. But with Poseidon's Tide, you have the ability to move yourself around as you're swinging around.
Oh,
like you
right.
can pilot
Yeah,
yourself
yeah,
a little bit. So it's a way to zone with potentially the ability to escape as well. But also a way to move forward if you want to, because you're a little blender moving forward and
Right,
the opponent is safe
yeah,
on block.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah, I mean, I got it. But it's one of those things where, like, when I'm playing a game a lot, I'm just thinking about it at all times.
Yeah,
Even though I wasn't actively thinking about the game. I just popped into my head like, hey, idiot, this is why everybody keeps telling you to do the thing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, that's right. I did want to address this. I do hate reversal edges.
Do you?
A lot.
Yeah?
I hate them a lot. And it has nothing to do with the fact that it has armor.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the fact that they're broken or whatever. Because once you fight someone who reversal edge, you sidestep it and they basically die and stuff like that. I just really hate the rock, paper, scissors game that comes afterwards.
Yeah?
I do not enjoy it at all because it feels non-intelligent. It is literally rock,
But
paper,
it's weighted. It's not literally. It's weighted. Every character
Right.
gets better options out of
certain
one tool or another.
ones, but I don't know. It feels disruptive to the flow. I don't like I just feel like it interrupts my gameplay. Like I would have liked more stalemate situations. Like I would have liked it if I like guarding and then just ending it, right? Though I don't know why sometimes when I hit guard it clashes.
You flash white.
Yeah, well, no, I know the flash white is the just defend kind of thing, but do you know what the just defend does?
Makes it so you don't take guard damage.
Oh, okay. But sometimes when we go into the reversal
Or chip
edge,
damage if they're in.
I hit
charge.
guard. So if they hit guard, do we clash basically? Is it guard
in reversal edge?
In
you mean?
reversal edge, yeah.
Some of the options lose to blocking.
If they hit vertical and you guard, it goes to round 2. That's why. Okay. Yeah, but in any case, I don't like it. For one, I'm wrong every single time I do it.
Wow,
right?
there you go.
That's one problem.
What does Killick get damage out of? Which is his best option?
They all lead to good damage, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're it's pretty average.
I guess there must be some characters that are like that, but for others, there's clearly the better option.
Right? Yeah. For Astaroth, you got to do block
online. Sometimes
vertical.
what I'll do is run myself right to the corner and then just stand there and do a reversal edge when they come close, and then everybody's expecting horizontal or vertical, so I can ring themselves out, right? So I get 1,000% damage of just doing what beats that. Pressing horizontal because they're going to press kick, right?
Yeah. He basically has the Dark Phoenix.
So I always get damage out of the situation.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of fun.
It's the Dark Phoenix, basically. So you always have to block down tag. So you don't lose your meter, right? Yeah. So the guy always gets a free up or side tag on you and gets to do a ton of damage. So
I think it's a fine mechanic myself. I like that there's different options out of it. I think the mix-up game is just like any other mix-up. It's not any dumber than other mix-ups that the game has. Less dumb in some situations, dude. There's some crazy stuff.
It just, like I said, it feels disruptive. Like now I've got to play this stupid mini game all of a sudden. I don't know. You
did anyway. It was there wasn't an intro to it, but you already had to play the high-low, whatever.
Yeah, but it's more conducive to it, and it's there's not this crazy armor thing that leads into it. Let's just put it that way. So you know what I mean. So if it was a partial mechanic, if it was a burst mechanic like Injustice, and then you had to play that, okay. But it's constantly. It's there, and you can end up playing it 7 times in a match. You know what I mean? And it's just
done.
Right, exactly. And so I don't know. It's just
it's great as Astaroth to run to the corner of a wall-less stage, because then if you're at the right little corner, both horizontal and vertical will ring out one direction or the other. And then if I land kick, then it's a 50-50.
Right. Yeah, you can sidestep them, obviously. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and guard break attacks, which I've been using more as I've gotten a little bit stronger at the game. It's cool.
Yeah. I need the Killick's guard break moves aren't very good, so at least I haven't found the right one for it. Maybe.
What I found more as I've been playing the game is that it's not necessarily about speed. Like that's not necessarily the most important option for moves, because people want to sidestep a lot.
Right.
They want to duck. They want to reversal edge. They want to guard impact.
Right.
There are all these things that intentionally doing slower moves will actually beat. So as Astaroth, I found myself really out of luck at the beginning because he doesn't have like a very fast move, and the ones that are fast don't deal much damage. So, but as I've been playing more, I've been doing more slower moves up close. I've been bringing out 30-frame moves like at point blank, and people are trying to sidestep and they get hit. Like there's a lot more depth to when you press buttons in that game.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the reason why I don't like Killick's break attacks is because he doesn't have one on the A button. He doesn't have a close-up horizontal break move that you can't sidestep. All of his breaks are on B. Every single break that he has is sidesteppable. So in other words, I don't have something that can cover both the sidestep and the reversal edge option, and that's where it frustrates me.
Oh, well,
that's where
seems reasonable.
Me. So, yeah.
Hey, Capcom Connect is starting right now.
Oh shoot! I didn't even
It's
realize
8
we were
o'clock
there.
p.m. at Pacific times.
Oh man, I wanted to talk about like Tetris and stuff like that.
Well,
so. Okay, we'll save it for next week then, I guess.
Well.
Oh, that's right, not next week. All right, so let me just say this: I played Tetris Effect demo, right? I was playing the marathon mode, which is clear 150 lines. I could only get like 350,000 points. The top person was like 1 million, and I was like, what the hell? So I was like, start at a higher level. I'm like, you could do that? And so I found that you could start at a higher level. So I started at a higher level, and I still only made it to about 600 and something thousand points, but I was ranked 40 something on the board, and I was the 4th highest U.S. player on the board under Wumbo, who is just ridiculous. He's like the crazy, and Kevin DDR was on there, and then one other guy. So I was 4th right behind all 3 of those guys. Right. Wumbo Ties actually showed up on my Twitter feed and showed me what he did, and he uses this crazy ST stacking system to get the score. So I'm trying to learn that now. It's really freaking hard, but yeah, like I'm already doing super awesome on that. So
that's cool, dude.
Yeah. So trust me, there's going to be a lot of Tetris for me coming soon. So
nice.
Okay.
Capcom Connect is happening. There was an announcement of the players who will be there tonight.
Yes.
As for me talking political stuff, I haven't paid attention to what happened in the last 2.5 hours, which I imagine is probably the most important time of the entire night. So
you're going to want to go find out.
I'm a little bummed, but I don't know anything, and I'm basically going to skedaddle and find out as much as I possibly can.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Go watch yourself some Capcom Connect. I do have my phone here. Looks right here. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah, I just don't have any info, guys. Dem's looking like they got the house, huh? Well, it would have been surprising if that didn't seem the case, but anyway, I'll figure it out. You thought that was the end. He definitely thought that was
no.
You see his dance right
there?
No.
You have to stop. I have to switch the scenes before the song ends, so I had to go and stop dancing so I could click the thing. 100%, I did not think it was going to end right there.
All right.